Welcome to the show, ladies and gents. We're here. We talk about wrestling.
Charlotte beat me. I put you in a neck brace before. I have no problem doing it again.
You haven't seen it, honey? I was.
Oh, bitch! No, the fuck y'all did. So much balls. What happened? There's too much balls on that rash. Too many red balls. Look at all these balls. Look at this. Damn! Oh, Jesus! We are witnessing child abuse on TV, Lord. Oh, have mercy. Now, watch your mouth when you talking to me, ho. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. You ain't getting nothing. You don't get nothing. You either earn it or you don't. You pasty bitch. That ain't how this works. Uh-oh, hit it with a zigzag. Let's go, baby. Let's go, dog. Let's go. I'm fucks with it. We sick of your shit.
Hey, girl, hey. Life, relationships, pop culture.
Well, go ahead. I'm listening. And he'll be looking at me. He will be looking at me and he will go to sleep. He will go to sleep. Look at me in my face. I'm talking to you.
We talk about it all, baby. So, y'all ready? I know y'all ready. Because it's showtime. And that's on the ancestors, baby. Welcome to the show, ladies and gents. We're here. We talk about wrestling.
Charlotte beat me. I put you in a neck brace before. I have no problem doing it again.
You haven't seen it, honey? I was.
Oh, bitch. No, the fuck y'all did. Child. I gotta go to the bathroom, child. Okay. So they said it's constantly evolving. And then they just gave us the NXT 2.0. Back to the NXT. Oh, bitch.
I'm gonna go back to being dark and brooding and shit.
Okay. So I roll with NXT 2.0. I'm gonna ride with this too, Jerry. Okay. Y'all, I had to go to the bathroom, child. I'm sorry if it's too much information, but y'all, I had to go use facilities. Let me get some infographics up right quick. Let me go to Twitter, because usually NXT and WWE, they usually give you your shit on Twitter. Everybody happy that Black and Gold coming back. Y'all some fickle bitches.
Right?
Ooh, y'all fickle as hell, honey.
So Black and Gold not giving you what you want.
I want 2.0 back. Solo is champion. Champion of the champion. All is right with the world as it should be. Okay. Ooh. Solo. Ooh, they blocking everybody. Why you blocking people? Child. Why you blocking people? Why you mad? Anyways. Let's get into this mess, child. Sir, I promise y'all I was not watching nothing with Mandy Rose, and I meant that. I did not watch it. I had no intentions of watching it. It was not for me. It was for y'all. I saw that Alba Fire came out there and, pretty much put Mandy in her place along with her goons. I did get to see that. So shout out to Alba Fire for giving us girls what we deserved, putting Mandy on her beak. But we are here to talk about NXT 2.0 and their 1 year anniversary. So NXT 2.0 a year ago revamped and became this whole new regime. All right. And of course, everybody was not feeling it, didn't like it. But as NXT 2.0 began to progress throughout the year, we all saw how good NXT 2.0 really is. And it just kept getting better week by week. It improved every single week. We saw great, amazing things from everybody. And man, we had some good matches today. So, as I said, Alba Fire came out there, and during the Mandy's segment, she was basically sucking her own dick, which I didn't really care about. I didn't watch it, don't care to watch it, don't want to know what she said, don't give a shit about what she said. It is what it is. So, first match of the night was Pretty Deadly versus the Creed Brothers in a steel cage match, which was pretty fucking good, by the way. It was a very good match up until Damon Kemp, or whatever the fuck you want to call himself, got involved. That cost the Creed Brothers their championship opportunities. What he did was he handcuffed Julian to the ring ropes with a steel cage, and that kept him from being able to be involved in the match. This left Brutus to his own devices, and well, it didn't work out in his favor. He eventually ended up watching his brother get beat down and losing their opportunity at regaining the championships back. All right. Hold on a second, y'all. I'm coming in. I'm bringing y'all comments in. Rico says he's cooking. Hello, Kayla. The white and gold logo is clean. It's a nice logo. I like my 2.0. So we going back to black and gold. That's what it looks like. Hello, Aaliyah. I was liking the Pride NXT. I think that they're still going to continue doing what they were doing. So it's fine. They're just changing the logo and making it, back to the way it was, I guess, or giving you a little bit of both. I guess it's going to be NXT 2.0's regime, the way that it's set up, how everything is going, but you're going to get back that old school black and gold style setup, I guess, with this more open arena that they have. Which I'm not looking forward to the darkness again. Like, I don't want to be in the dark. I like being in the light. You know what I'm saying? But it's their decision. I will watch it. I'm not going to shit on it too much because everybody was shitting on NXT 2.0. Everybody's still shitting on it. And they've missed out on so much good wrestling because they was acting like they were so above NXT 2.0 because it was colorful and it was bright and it was inviting. NXT Black and Gold was like an invitation only type of place. Whereas NXT 2.0 was fun and it looked upbeat and it was lively. It was open. You could see everything. Some of y'all just really got to get out your feelings. Stop acting like little bitches and just enjoy the fucking program. And you can take it however you want to take it. I don't care. Anyway, Taylor posted the video. He said she ate in true Taylor fashion. Okay. Taylor's a heel guy, so I'm not gonna shit on Taylor about that. That's his aesthetic. He Most of the time what'll happen is over time people get used to somebody and therefore they will begin to cheer. That is not the way I operate. If you do not give me nothing to cheer for, I'm not cheering for you. I don't give a fuck how long you've been champion. It does not matter to me. Nothing that Mandy has done as champion is worthy of being praised. I don't give a damn about time. I don't care. And y'all can argue with me to the ends of the earth. Nikki Bella was champion for over 400 plus days. And to this day, that bitch gets nothing from me other than you was champion 400 plus days.
According to title reign, Jesus.
You was champion 400 plus days. And you was able to take your popularity from WWE and turn it into a multi-billion-dollar business, a multi-million-dollar business, which congratulations on that. That I will give them credit for. But other than that, they don't get shit from me. They're not one of the greatest. I'm never going to call them that. I'm never going to call them one of the best wrestlers of all time. Never going to say that because I hear that so often and it's such a fucking lie. I will never do that. So I don't give a damn how long you've been champion. If you don't do anything that in my personal opinion, that's worthy of being looked at as something that say, damn, that was a good championship reign, then I have no holler for you. Fuck Mandy and everything that she believe in. I don't give a damn. Don't care. No. I don't care. Hi, Tirza. Tirza says she missed all of NXT 2.0. Girl. It was a good show. I ain't watched none of what Mandy said because I didn't give a damn. I came in towards the end of Mandy's rant, which was more matter of fact, when I came in, she was done talking and Alba Fire was in there. By the time I got to the show, Alba was taking out them two little clowns with the brown foundation, the oxidized brown foundation they be wearing. She had took them out with that red bat and destroyed Mandy ass with her cheap clear heels on. So I mean, as long as Alba Fire ends up with that title at Halloween Havoc, I don't care what they do. Okay? Because Halloween Havoc will be Mandy's year as a champion. Unless she drop it before, which I think they're going to give her a full year. I really do. Why is this chicken not cooperating with me? Why are you fighting with me? You already did, so get on the skillet. Child. Word of advice, never have sex an hour before you have to go to work. A bitch is tired. Girl. That's a rookie mistake. You know better. I thought that was common knowledge, but go off, Tears. But I need this NXT 2.0 rundown. Okay, I'm finna give it to you. As soon as I get done going over these comments, I gave you part of it, but anyway, what did I say? If Hunter fucked with 2.0 colors, he will be hearing from me.
Well, you want to go ahead and write that letter.
Run it up to WWE headquarters. Where is Paul at, baby? It is gold again. That NXT logo is gold again. I imagine Shawn Michaels had a lot to do with that because Shawn was very intricate in the original NXT black and gold, as was Triple H. And with Triple H being at the helm, I'm not surprised that they changed it back. I Julius Creed got handcuffed, but I wasn't surprised that Damon Kemp got involved. So what are you thinking? A strongly worded email or a break-in? You know what? Never mind. Girl, you just outed yourself. Taylor said that Alba ate. He didn't say anything about Mandy. Oh, he was advocating for Alba. Nice for Taylor. Nice. Hey, Tay. Nikki Bella's Tyler Rain. You know what? I'm in a good mood, so I'm going to be quiet. Live your best life. Those 301 days were boring, to be honest. How was your night going? Night's fine. Thank you for asking. Listen, whatever Malcolm wants, he gets. He won his mask before I left, so he got it. It went on a little longer than intended, but you got to do what you can for your man. Oh, so you don't know. Never mind. No, I said okay. So can I say it?
Huh?
I'm gonna say something. Am I allowed to speak freely?
I guess.
What's that supposed to mean? You guess?
I don't know what the conversation is about. So
Tears has said it went on a little longer than intended, but you got to do what you can for your man.
Oh, he's talking about that.
I can speak freely.
Go ahead, Tears speak freely. Hell, wouldn't be right.
Well, there is certain tactics to get you where you need to be, but also to get him where he need to be. Usually, when that happens with J Rock, I have to take initiative to ensure that I can actually recover, and he
Chi-chi.
that is not cheating. That is not cheating. That is a lie. You will not slander me this way. Anyways, she said that's why I said go off. I could not imagine fucking right before work. I could not deal with sore legs and have to stand for 7 hours. Tirza, do you not know the secret weapon Kegel, or however you spell it, maneuver? I'm sure she does. Anyways, let's get into NXT all the way through before we end up having a whole conversation about something we ain't supposed to be talking about. All right, sir. It was NXT number one. It was their 1 year anniversary. And it's a big old congratulations to NXT 2.0. They have come a long way. And we just gonna get into the matches. Yes. First match tonight, like I said, was the Creed Brothers versus Pretty Deadly in a steel cage match. And in this particular match, everything was going pretty swimmingly for the Creed Brothers. Pretty Deadly was slow to get out of the blocks, but eventually the match became even keel. But for the most part, Pretty Deadly were always on the defense, whereas the Creed Brothers were the ones who dominated majority of the match. As the match progressed, Damon Kemp came down once again and caused more chaos than he needed to in said match. He handcuffed Julius, which is the guy right next to the NXT logo. He handcuffed Julius to the top of the steel cage, which it immobilized him from being able to participate in the match in any capacity. He was able to get a hold of one member of Pretty Deadly, the brunette, but he wasn't able to hold him. So this led to Pretty Deadly tag teaming his brother Brutus, I think that's his name, and he took him out. It took a big double team to take out Brutus. Brutus almost had the match won by himself, but ultimately he could not just best the both of them by himself. Julian had to watch his brother be decimated by Pretty Deadly, and ultimately they won with Damon Kemp laughing on the outside. Now, my biggest question when all of this was, where the fuck was Roderick Strong? Now, I understand that Julian and them blamed him for trying to destroy Diamond Mine, right? But where was Ivy Nile at? Where the fuck was Tatum and Ivy at? Where was Roderick? Now, I know the week before last, Roderick got beat up real bad, but he didn't get beat up so bad to the point where he incapacitated. I done seen Roderick Strong be put through a goddamn table and then come back the next week spry and ready to roll. So I don't like that. I don't like it. Rico said, you should know I'm the master of the Kegel. I was in my work clothes. If I would have Kegeled on that, I wouldn't have made it to work. That's nasty. Now you can tell the Creed brothers apart. Oh, yes, I can tell them apart. Just thing one and thing two to me. Lord have mercy, Jesus. That's how I refer to Pretty Deadly, as thing one and thing two. Or alternatively, the tall one and the thickums. To quote Nicole, these hoes ain't loyal, okay? Now, I don't know what they're gonna do about Damon Kemp, but I'm about tired of him as I am tired of Ripples. So I'm gonna need for them to do something. I don't know what the hell Julian gonna do. I don't know what his brother gonna do. But one thing about it and two things for sure. What I can't stand is a clown. And that tiny ball bitch is a clown. So until they get his little tiny balls together, I ain't watching his ass either. I didn't watch him lisp his way through his little interview last week. He's standing there laughing, looking like a little thick-ass, thick-neck clown. I ain't got time for that. I'm not watching that. Get it together. Get him together. What y'all should have did is whooped his ass in the back like Carmelo did Wesley, incapacitated his thick-neck ass. He wouldn't even been a part of the match. Wouldn't even know he was there. Can't be hood and not use hood tactics. Okay, that ain't how we roll through these streets.
That's how he cost y'all the championships. Y'all owed him that ass over anyway.
Period. Should have whooped his ass. Now, later on in the night, we got this shit.
All you need is cricket time.
Bye, bitch.
No. I said no. Because
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the reason?
I just explained the reason.
What was the reason, bitch?
what was the reason? What was the reason? That's all I want to know. Is what was the reason? What was the reason? Somebody tell me. Please. She said, Pretty Deadly. You mean the white Milli Vanilli? Damn. Well, yes. Yes. Now I got hot teriyaki sauce in my eye. Ooh, you okay?
Ooh, Jesus.
Milli Vanilli was black. They are white. Wouldn't they just be Milli Vanillis? No. Oh, you mean Milli Vanilli, period. Milli Vanilli was, they were actually mixed. One was black, the other one was mixed, if I recall. The one that was mixed is the one that killed himself. The other guy, he's still alive to this day. They're doing a movie about them. I think it's coming on Hulu. It's a whole movie coming out about Milli Vanilli. Justice for Ariana and Kiana. No, ain't no fucking justice. Them hoes lost for their own reconnaissance. They should have won if they wanted to win. Fuck them bitches. Shit. Justice my ass. Fuck. Justice. What we justice? Justice for what? Tell her how to put some pieces in her hair. That's the justice. The injustice is seeing her ears pop out of her head every week with that big ass carpet bag she calls a bag briefcase. The least you could do is actually carry a briefcase, not a messenger bag, bitch. Get a briefcase and put your name on the front of it. The audacity. Ugh.
Is that what in the budget?
The budget is that ugly ass bag she keep carrying out there. You get ready to wrestle. What is you doing? Girl. The only person I give a pass to is Ariana Grace because she's young, but Ariana was wrestling clean. Ariana wrestled nice. She didn't have no issues. She sold everything right. I liked Ariana. Even though she a heel, Ariana gives all of the diva pageantry vibes she's supposed to get. And then she come, child, shut up. Shut up, Rico. Ain't no she can't afford no briefcase, because briefcases ain't no thousands of dollars. Stop playing with me. Okay? If the hoe could walk around with an assistant that got flotation devices as titties, the bitch can afford a goddamn briefcase. Okay? She can afford a briefcase. Coming out there looking like she finna serve fucking McDonald's. The audacity. You know what she remind me of? If you ever seen Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, when she did the fashion show for the uniform place, they did the uniforms. The design place that she worked for was a uniform company. And they had uniform designs with different colors. That's what her gear reminds me of. It reminds me of all of that. Child, if you ain't never seen it, go watch it. But the right side of the screen is full of stars. I'm going to stop putting your comments up here because that is a lie. Straight up.
Electric chair. Electric chair.
No, absolutely not. Mm-mm. Damn it, it didn't even tell me you were live in this bitch. Oh, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Yes, bitch, I love that movie. If you ain't never seen Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, it's one of my favorite movies. I love that fucking movie. I love it so much. Unicorn is the uniform you put on. Eyes you on your uniform. He told the truth. About what? Was you in here when he was talking? You was in here when he said the right side of the screen is full of stars? Tell me which one is the star and which one is the peasant. Depending on who you choose will determine how wrong you are. Because Ariana, I can understand. But if we're talking about Kiana, bitch, no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, she's not. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. I haven't seen it and I'll never see it. That's your fault. I don't care about you not seeing it. I don't care about you not seeing it. Kiana's not a star. Kiana's not even on the radar. But if that's what you want, that's your business. That's your business, child. It ain't mine. This match happened and right. And Zoe and her, they won. So there they go. I'm not putting that comment up there. So you can call her everything you want. But alias superstar, Luther Vandross' cousin, you can call her whatever fuck you want. But one thing she not gonna be is a damn star in my eyes. That's just the way it is. She can be all your stars. She could be the stars in your eyes. Okay, she could be the fault of your stars. She could be all that to you, but she ain't finna be none of that to me. Cause I don't like that hoe. Dead ass. I don't like that hoe. Now, none of these hoes are stars if you ask me, but what the fuck do I know? Kiana is not a star, but they seem to believe that she is. I will never advocate for that bitch. As long as she continues doing the shit that she's doing with that weak ass gear she be wearing and that retired ass persona she has, as long as she keeps doing that, I'm not here for it. Just not. Kiana's in the gas pump wishing she was up in the galaxy only to go into a 2002 Honda Civic. Anyways, Fallon and Lash had a match. It was very short. Fallon had one of the kids from the Connor's Cure come out there with her. So I kind of figured that Fallon would win that match. She beat Lash, and then they ended up doing a backstage segment with Wendy and Lash. So they got Wendy being put on Lash now. Lash seems to be the girl that always helps to put other people over. That is the way she has been working as of lately. That is how she is being booked as of lately. And that's how things go when it comes to Lash and her. She's been the heel that everybody, is either annoyed with or everybody hates or they just don't feel, which in hindsight, Lash is doing her job. But she's always been the girl that everybody puts over. She put Nikita over. She helped to put Alba Fire back over. She's been working to put Fallon over. So everything has been put into a situation of Legend is the girl that helps get to put people over. Hopefully, Legend will be able to move out of that position and we'll see her move into some different things. But we'll just have to wait and see. Twitter is dragging Jerry Lawler again because he was on Raw Talk once again trying to shade Bianca. So I had to step in. Fuck him with no grease. Oh, I went after that nigga Nick too. They came in and told me while I was on live, I think it was Sunday, and I privated that live because it was just a bullshit live. But I did hear that Jerry the King Lawler was doing it, but he can't talk shit about nobody. I said it before and I say it again. You were in WWE. You never had a championship to show for it. The only thing you had was King of the Ring. That's not the greatest claim to fame. You did nothing with that afterwards. So just because you are a Hall of Famer doesn't mean that you somehow have the authority to disrespect somebody who came in and did more work and a better job at your job than you ever could and has longevity in her career. It's not about me trying to shade you. I'm just telling you the God's honest truth. Yeah, I understand that he has to be a color commentator, but there's levels to this shit, right? Now, let's put it into perspective. When JBL used to talk his shit, at the bare minimum, JBL would just be like, they're great, they got good talent, but they don't have that takeover heel tenacity and drive, right? That's something that you could say is subjective. That is an opinion based off of what he is seeing, not based off of Bianca's full body of work. But when you come in just popping off at the mouth saying that you got all this bullshit that you talking, when you know damn well, it's like when Corey be talking shit on commentary. You have to tell Corey, be like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like Monday, he was going off. It was going off about how Edge need to hang it up and how Edge he's done this deed, and now Judgment Day has done what was necessary and put him out the patch. I'm like, so when they was out there fighting, who was that got thrown into Jimmy? Was it Austin Theory that got thrown into Jimmy by
It was Ray.
Was it Ray? Ray got thrown into Jimmy. You was the first one to run like a little bitch. It's always you. The ones who talk the most shit don't never want to get into the fray. They always be the first ones to run or the first ones at the back. Same thing happened when Retribution came into SmackDown during the pandemic era. That nigga was the first one gone. First one gone. It's just like a bitch to be the first one to roll out somewhere. No. Nobody finna listen to nothing Jerry the King Lawler say. To be honest with you, there's nothing to assess when it comes to that man and what he has to say about anybody, whether it was real or fake. Let's go kayfabe then. Kayfabe wise, you cannot have anything to say because you don't have nothing to show for your career in the WWE other than a Hall of Fame ring, screaming puppies for 2 decades, and that nothing but King of the Ring. That is it. You were never WWE champion. You were never anything of any sort because you weren't worth the time for it. Let's just make that very clear. Now I'm going to get back to NXT 2.0 because that was fun. Anyways, let me get y'all comments in. The gear is tragic. I can't excuse. It's just tragic. I don't know why they keep trying to make skirts work. Well, I'm glad you found my comment funny. Glad to be of service. The comment was funny. I like skirts, but it's very bland. I get what she's trying to do with her gear, but she's trash and her gear is trash. Period. Fuck him with a torpedo. Ouchies. Let me go get some Taki dust and just chow. I do not like Takis. I tried to like Takis so bad, but I do not like them shits. I don't like them. I don't know if it's the flavor or what, but I just don't like it. I tweeted his punk ass. He says, and I ain't motherfucking here for it. Fuck him. Respect. K-Babe, his commentary isn't worth mentioning. And that Doink match, even though he was the biggest clown, she's not trash, just her gear. Her wrestling capability is fine, but she's a horrible character. I don't like her. And her gear is garbage. I'm not wavering on any of that. She's trash. Basura. Twash, in the words of Kenny. So anyways, Lash Legend did end up succumbing to Fallon. Fallon ended up winning the match. This match was fairly short, and then they moved on. Cameron Grimes had a match with D'Angelo and Goon number 1. Goon 0 and Goon number 1 ended up being in this beating down Cameron. Cameron was getting the drop on Goon number 1 in this match, but they was ultimately able to utilize the fact that it was 2 against 1 against Cameron, and that is when Schism came out. Joe Gacy tried to help Cameron, to which he ended up doing. They looked like they worked well together, despite the fact that Cameron claimed he didn't need his help. And so him and Gacy did win the match, and then they ended up trying to he hugged Cameron, and Cameron told him to don't touch him. They ended up attacking him. Schism attacked him. They beat him down, and that was the end of that. The votes came in, and it was Wes Lee who was voted to go up against Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo didn't like that too much, so Carmelo decided to attack Wes Lee after using that big, tall stick figure with abs as a distraction. They beat the hell out of Wes Lee. This led to probably one of the best matches I have seen in so long, and why I have the biggest smile on my face, because Solo came back to NXT 2.0 and just whooped Carmelo's ass. Carmelo got his ass whooped today, and now Solo is the new NXT North American champion. And if you ain't seen it, you missed it. It was so satisfying. It was so glorious. It was worth every goddamn minute of it. Now, I won't say it was worth sacrificing Wes Lee for. I won't say that. But goddamn it, that was satisfying as hell to watch Solo walk down that ramp and beat Carmelo's ass while he had Trick out there with him and become the new champion. I told y'all, overconfidence is always the death of every champion. And if Liv Morgan ain't careful, her little watch me ass is going to be looking at Ronda Rousey with that fucking championship. But that's a whole other conversation for a whole other day. Okay? I'm tired of Lash fucking losing. I said that earlier. Hopefully, this will be the last of Lash's team building skills, I guess you could say, and they give her some W's. She hasn't won a match or won a feud with just about anybody she's went up against yet. And it seems like they're putting her and Wendy on each other. So we'll just have to wait and see how this plays out. But Solo is your new North American champion. Let us not fret. Tiff will come around. No, I won't. I'm going to give it another year or two before she sees what we see. I don't see what you see. Period. She always does. No, I don't. You and I still don't see it eye to eye on Nikki Bella. And we ain't. And we ain't. Side note, I missed your live from last night and Baby the Tongue Lashing Kevin gave Austin Theory. Kevin gave Austin Theory exactly what he was owed, which was a verbal ass whooping and a physical ass whooping. And I was here for all of it. All of it. I was like, yes, Kevin, talk your shit. In a year, we're going to ask her, do you see what I see? Word to Kelly Clarkson. And in a year, you can still kiss my ass. And I got a lot of ass. I got a lot. A lot. I still ain't watched. Wow. But the question is this for him or the bloodline? I think it's for the bloodline. And won't. And we won't. She done put over like 3 bitches. Like, what the fuck? I don't know, baby. I don't know. When it comes to Lash, it seemed like that is her thing, the team building. And I was like, I'm okay with Lash. You know, putting people over, but at this point, you know, Lash got to get some wins somewhere. I'll take Solo over Carmelo. I like Carmelo as a wrestler. Heel-wise, Carmelo gets on my nerves. But, I mean, when Trick's not in the way, Carmelo's solid. He really is solid. And he don't miss. So I can't be mad at him for that. He's just a dick. And I was like, yo, Solo coming to get the belt? Hell yeah, I'm here for that. No, but you gave her props, and that's it. I gave her props for being able to utilize her WWE fame, turn it into a business. That's it. She not getting nothing else from me. What the fuck else I'm gonna give her? You want a round of applause? Bitch, I'm not. No, fuck you. Shit, I don't like you. I don't like you, bitch. I don't like Kiana. I don't like her. Nah, Nikki Bella can always and forever smoke a dick. Lash won against Millie McKenzie in the UK, but that was a couple months ago. I'm gonna be honest with you, Aaliyah. That don't count because none of us even saw it. No, for real, none of us saw it. Most people, and that's no shade to NXT UK, right? Most people didn't watch NXT UK, so we never would have known that it even happened. And I didn't even know she was over there until Rico, I think, shared it in the group chat that she was in London that week. Nobody knew anything about it. So, I mean, at this point, it's like she might have one win, but it's getting to the point where that's all she's able to do. It's just like it's getting to be too much for me. Relax. That don't mean nothing. It's always up to the black folk to do the team building well. I mean, yes. Even in that team building, Lash has been able to improve, which I can appreciate that aspect of it. Well, I saw it, but those wins don't matter. Okay, I'm glad you saw it. Mm-hmm. I said what I said. I don't like what she did to John. Nope. That's like when Rico told me Brooklyn was on Level Up. Child. I haven't watched Level Up either. Child, fuck that relationship. John was no saint. Neither one of them were good for each other. I don't understand. That's a whole conversation I do not want to get into. In the end, she was terrible to him, though. Like, media-wise, everything. It just, her and her sister, it was ugly, and it didn't have to go that way. I don't even want to go there. Anyways, so Solo is the new NXT North American champion. And that's the way it should be. He earned that championship. I'm glad that he got it. I don't really care how he got it. I'm just glad that he got it. I just got off Twitter because I was getting attacked for saying that I like 2.0. So I like 2.0 too. Shit, the fuck? Bree did that shit. I like 2.0. I didn't have any problem with 2.0. But like I said, Pretty Deadly are still the tag team champions. Wesley did get voted in to be Carmelo's opponent, but ultimately he was beaten down by Carmelo Hayes. And then the surprise opponent was Solo. He came back to NXT to collect some gold, and he got it. So now Solo is your new NXT North American champion. And at the end of the show, we saw this transition into this. This is what everybody saw. This is why everybody on Twitter and Instagram and tripping and hold on. Nikki was for once trying to save face. Okay. I like the Two Pretty Crew. Well, they won, so they're still going to be champion for now. This is why everybody is on Twitter acting a damn fool, because NXT, it seems that NXT Black and Gold is returning. Now, this could be very well the symbol for NXT Europe, but because we all saw the NXT logo transition from the colors back to black and gold, everybody's tripping and freaking out. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see how all of this is going to play out. But all in all, I'll say that NXT was a very solid show and I enjoyed it. I especially enjoyed Solo being your new North American champion. Yes, I did. I was screaming at the top of my lungs for that. That was fucking epic. I loved it. It was a good swerve. I hate that it was at the expense of Wesley. I really hate that. But at the end of the day, Carmelo's no longer your champion. And I can vibe with that. People are tripping. NXT 2.0 needed to happen to get here. I love NXT 2.0. I don't understand why people are all in their feelings. Isn't this what a lot of people wanted, for it to go back to black and gold? Yeah, but it didn't have to, is my point. I just hope that it's not as dark. I think because the symbol was more white and gold than black, it will be a mix of both arenas. You're late to the party. I've already said that, but sure, whatever. As far as I'm concerned, I don't need it to go back to black and gold. It operates just fine as is. I don't right off understand why everything has to go back to being black and gold and everything has to have the skulls everywhere. I'm not quite sure why we have to go to that situation, why we have to look at it that way, because the way I see it, NXT operates just fine as is. I don't have an issue with it. I just wish that people would just learn how to accept things for what it is. It don't have to be black and gold for it to be great, is my point. I mean, we can agree to disagree. They both moved on, happily married. Everybody does it to their ex. Like I said, he was no saint and she wasn't either. Say la vie is how I feel about it. NXT may be white and gold. I mean, it could be, but the consensus, I mean, with it being a white logo with the gold and black around it, it seems like a mixture of the two. And everybody is just automatically assuming that black and gold is returned. Either way, I just wish that people would just give NXT 2.0 a chance before you shit on it. But because they changed everything with the colors, everybody wants to call it NXT Nickelodeon and shit, and it's disrespectful. Like, if I was being for real and like really giving you like the real true tea, in the beginning, NXT 2.0 was rocky, but it found its niche and it started to move. It really started to shake. And for a long time, NXT was the better program. It had better stories, it had better matches. Even with the girls, they had longer time, they had better time, better matches. Like, it was fun to watch NXT. NXT 2.0 was fun to watch. It still is. But because people didn't like the aesthetic of it, everybody said it's for kids. Oh, it's a children's paper show, and it's not. Couldn't be farther from it. I wasn't the biggest fan of NXT 2.0, and I'm still not. It just didn't hold my attention and was must see for the black and gold brand, but I'm not going to shit on it. I really didn't like how bright it was, but I wasn't mad. NXT is still the best of the three, if you ask me. No matter how you look at it, NXT was still solid. It still had its moments. You could still watch the show. It gave you all the storylines you were supposed to look at. It just was a solid show through and through. After they found their stride, it was really, really great. And I just hate that people missed out on something that could have been really good. Like, y'all missed out on a lot of stuff. Some of y'all that didn't want to watch it because it was 2.0, you missed out on some really good matches with the Creed brothers. You missed out on good stuff with Legado del Fantasma, Hit Row when it first came up. You missed out on a lot of good stuff because you was being petty. And I'm not talking to you, Tears. I'm talking to, because I remember you saying why you didn't like it. So I understood that and I respected it. But everybody else that was just like shitting on it just because they could, like, some of y'all was doing some extra ass shit. And you really missed out on really good shit. You really did. Okay. 2.0 was the best WWE show from January to April, but it couldn't be consistent after Stand and Deliver. I don't know if I agree with that. If anything, NXT 2.0 was consistent. What they did on NXT 2.0 was rotate storylines effectively. That rotation allowed for you to stay in the moment of each storyline that they were presenting before said pay-per-view, whether it be on TV or on Peacock. But it wasn't too few and far between for you to be able to watch the pay-per-views or watch the storylines as they played out. You saw each play out. If they didn't have if the show didn't have the feud play out on the show, then they would have a promo that would add to the feud. So let's take Tiffany Stratton and Wendy Chu for a second. A lot of people hate Tiffany Stratton. Some people hate Wendy Chu. Whether you hate them or love them, their storyline progressed pretty set throughout the show. It went from Tiffany, constantly going after Wendy to Wendy going after Tiffany. They took a little hiatus and then they brought it back up. They would have promos in the back. They're cutting promos on each other. It went back and forth. That happened over time. As time progressed, it led to the lights out match because it just kept ramping up. In this case, between the two of them, their feud was probably the best. It was done the best because of how it was structured and how you could still follow the feud. Even if you missed an episode or two, you wouldn't feel like you were lost in the sauce dealing with the two of them. NXT 2.0 does do a very good job at making sure everybody understands what's happening. They give you that good video package revamp, let you know what's happening. It was a solid feud between the two of them. Same thing goes for Breaker and Ciampa, and then it switched off from Ciampa and Breaker to who was next after Ciampa, Jared? Was it Dolph Ziggler? Is it the PS5 that's doing that? Because it seems to do that with every game you play.
I don't know. But that's telling me it's letting me take my ass to sleep.
Okay. I mean, the last year of Black and Gold wasn't must see either. I can see that, but rather it was media thing or not. It was something that happens in the breakup. Okay, they still talking about that Nikki stuff. I disagree. Black and Gold in its prime was better than Raw and SmackDown. 2.0 was missing a major element for me. I don't know if I agree wholeheartedly with that. I do think that Black and Gold in its prime was better than Raw and SmackDown, but looking at the show for Raw, SmackDown, and NXT 2.0, given the era we just came out of with Vince McMahon and switching over to Triple H, NXT was a better show than Raw and SmackDown on many occasions because of its cohesiveness, because of the storylines, because of how they would feed into the pay-per-views. It just was, it had a better flow of storyline, feud, pay-per-view, storyline, feud, pay-per-view. That's how it would work. It just, to me, was a better, it presented the product better than the main roster. And if you're going to break it down, we would have certain stories on each show that would obviously supersede NXT. But if we're looking at all three shows over the last 2 years, that includes Black and Gold NXT, right? Over the last 2 years, with all three shows, NXT was the most solid because it ensured that it gave you the feud effectively. Each week, you either got a piece of the feud or they added to it. It wasn't, dropped immediately and you didn't see it again. You didn't have those instances where somebody would be feuding 1 minute and then the next second they're off TV, like on the main roster. There was a cohesiveness to NXT that we weren't always getting on the main roster. And that included Black and Gold. So it just wasn't about NXT 2.0. It was about both brands. Raw didn't get better till after Mania, and SmackDown was good until after Mania. NXT, Black and Gold in its prime was phenomenal, but they peaked in 2018, 2020. 2 weeks for a year, NXT was still the best show. It may have had a dry show for a few, but for the most part, it was consistent and better. Dolph and the occasional addition of Bobby Roode. So it was Dolph that was next. Okay, they're talking about something else, and I don't want to talk about that. No shade to y'all because I love y'all, but y'all can talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. I talked about it too much, child, and it's not even worth talking about. Anywhoosies. So, like I said, also it was Dolph. Okay, so I wasn't crazy. Okay, so for the most part, I enjoyed this year of NXT 2.0. I like the addition of the NXT PC guys coming in, being able to move in respectfully. They were able to move in, find their space and really get into the show. And they were able to really move those PC guys and some of those next in line guys that they had, move them in, get them acclimated. They had some hiccups, but it was able to move forward and they kept on trucking. It was in the midst of Brian. Yeah, it was. He ended up. Garrett Gacy and Breaker was poorly booked title feud that was completely booked in reverse. It completely halted all of Braun's momentum, and it didn't. I don't think it ever really fully recovered from that. Joe Gacy and Braun Breaker's feud to me was fine. It wasn't anything to gripe about, but that was okay. So let's put it into perspective. When you're booking your champion, right? And you want to book Joe Gacy is an avant-garde character. So in his sense, Joe Gacy did exactly what he was supposed to. He took Bron Breakker off of his, kind of shook Bron Breakker off of his rocker a bit. That took Bron out of his element. Bron is used to being taken on head up, and this was a psychological battle for Bron. If you didn't like the feud, that's fine. But the way that that feud was booked was fine by me. It wasn't booked backwards. In fact, it was booked so that pretty much every time that Bron thought he had Joe Gacy had an answer for him every single time. So it wasn't booked backwards at all. I don't understand what you mean by it was booked backwards. In fact, I thought it was booked pretty solid. The only thing that maybe you wanted Joe Gacy to be champion, but it wasn't time for Gacy to be champion. Gacy had multiple opportunities, if we're going to go kayfabe wise. He had multiple opportunities to beat Bron Breakker. It just didn't work out in his favor, even in the matches that they set up. It was all meant to play on Bron Breakker's psyche, very similar to what's happening with him now in terms of JD McDonough. Only McDonough is a different type of psychological character. Joe Gacy's thing was, if I can get him off of his game, make him angry, emotional, and constantly erratic, he'll do something he's not supposed to do, and I'll get my title. I've already done took his father, I kidnapped his dad, took his ring, burned it on my finger, anything I could do to throw him off of his game, and it didn't work. Bron Breakker was able to maintain his title. That's pretty much with anybody who's gone up against him, with the exception of Dolph Ziggler, which is why Bron Breakker is a 2-time champion at the moment. So I disagree with it being booked in reverse. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. Sometimes you have a character that has an uphill battle against somebody else, and they're able to will out in the end. It's not always going to be booked to where the character is strong all the time. Sometimes you need it to be an uphill battle to which they win in the end. That was the point of that booking. Let me finish putting in the rest of these comments. Which bronze needs to drop, just like Mandy? Tiff don't want to talk about Bruno. It's a conversation we've had multiple times, so I just don't want to have that same conversation. They already know how I feel about that, so there was no need to rehash it or go over it again. Yeah, he got added as a triple threat before Ciampa left. Okay. I disagree again, Mr. Daryl Brown. Dolph is the GOAT. He needs more. Gacy was one of Bron's best feuds, though. He really was. I agree. Give him a title, just like what are we doing? Joe Gacy creeps me the fuck out. Agreed. We just started watching the cage match. AT2, hey, y'all know AT2 got 20K plus over there on in these YouTube streets. I'm trying to get like AT2, honey. I'm trying to get there. Trying to get that coin. I'm trying to get it. I'm working on it, child. Anyways, like it started off with Gacy kidnapping his dad. Bron was trying to put his hands on Gacy for weeks, destroy it everywhere he went. Finally comes face to face, and Gacy does nothing. Did you watch the feud? Because I feel like you didn't quite understand what the point of that feud was. I find that a lot of times when the psychological stuff happens, like with Bray Wyatt and characters like Bray, characters like Joe Gacy, you miss the key points because of the physicality of it. The whole point of Joe Gacy kidnapping his father was not about him attacking Bron Breakker. That's easy for him to attack Bron Breakker. The point of Joe Gacy kidnapping his father was to show Bron Breakker how easy it was for him to get to him. And going by his own words, he wanted him to make a sacrifice. He felt like him being champion, he didn't have any sacrifices. He didn't lose anything to be champion. So he wanted to teach him a valuable lesson. It was his own crazy antics. In the end, he did succeed at taking Bron Breakker out of his element, but where he failed was to push him over the edge. So I think that's where you're missing. You're missing the aspect of the actual psychological element in that feud that actually was pretty decent. I ain't saying everything they do in NXT 2.0 is great, because I don't really like everything that they do in NXT 2.0. But I will say, for the most part, the feud that Breaker had with Joe Gacy was the most solid feud that he had, and quite frankly, it was booked the best because it had the most tenure. It was a lengthy feud, but it also was able to maintain the elements that set it up in the first place. And a lot of times when the feuds are long, they tend to break down. And in Joe Gacy's case with Breaker, it didn't do that. He beat Gacy. Then they have the rematch with a no DQ stipulation because he dropped you off in the woods. Wouldn't it make more sense for Joe to kidnap his dad after the first match to get a rematch? Well, Joe Gacy kidnapped his dad in the beginning. He wasn't going to get his attention any other way. Would you have paid attention to Joe Gacy? Kidnapping his dad was not to... The rematch wouldn't have... Kidnapping his dad was done to get his attention in the beginning. That was the most egregious thing he could do. That's where he went. I don't understand why he had to wait to do it. It really didn't matter. Either way, he got what he wanted. To me, it made sense the way that it happened. It could have worked the other way around as well. But they chose for him to kidnap the man in the first place. Ask yourself how you would have done it if you wanted Joe Gacy to get his attention. He probably would have attacked him the same way that JD McDonough did, or anybody else that attacked him. I believe it was Dolph Ziggler who attacked him after a match. Yeah. And then JD McDonough did the same thing. Tyler Bate came out there after his match, and pretty much, tried to upstage him, I guess you could say, or just be like, I'm a champion too. So that's what you wanted him to do. Either way, it seemed like Joe Gacy made a bold statement by kidnapping his dad first. I don't see the problem in him doing that. I guess you figured he didn't do enough the second time around to get the rematch. By then, he had already pushed. Let's put it this way. So we're looking at the story, right? By the time that it came to the second match, to the rematch, Joe Gacy had done so much to Bron Breakker, it didn't take much to goat him into the second match. And I think that's what you're missing. You expected him to ease his way into this. He went balls deep first because the point was to push him over the edge emotionally, which is what he did, which is why it was so easy to regain a secondary match, because what else could he do to him? He was already at the ends of the earth. He was already done. He had already pushed him into the corner, and he was basically on the defense at that point. Did you not understand the story? Was it not playing out the way you wanted? So because it didn't play out the way you wanted, it somehow was dumb? No, I just think you don't understand how the story went. And because you didn't care or understand how the story went, you deem it to not be good, which is not a fair assessment, because the story isn't lacking. It was your interpretation of it. Oh, it's the Big Shot AT2. Not the Big Shot. That's going on a shirt. Oh, hell no. You ain't finna make no money off my life, goddammit. That ain't happening. Right then. Like, what did you expect him to do? Kill the dude on some murder business? $21K to be exact. I said 20K plus. I said 20K plus. I did get the plus. Right. AT2 puts this over. Not her throwing shade. Damn palm trees. She be shouting you out. Return the favor for your sister in flavor. Ooh, y'all ignorant. It deserves to be on a shirt. I'll take a 5% cut. Period. Nah, that ain't joke. You better get that girl her money. That feud was also to build Gacy. Sometimes I think the psychology gets lost. Remember when fans turned on Bray Wyatt? Agreed. That is very true. It was a story of Braun versus Brains. I 100% agree with that as well. Laughing out loud, no, but I hear you. Fuck that hoe. It was manipulation and mind games. Braun won. Period. Facts, AZ. Tears are ignorant. Lamar agrees with me. What? Because what you said was true. But I think Braun should get called up soon. I don't know who will be the one that will take the title off of him. I do think Braun needs to be called up, but that first almost call up, he almost ruined him. So Triple H being there, he should introduce him pretty well. Nice gowns, beautiful gowns. I can't. Fans cry and complain because they want deep and complex stories, but when those stories come, they fly over their heads and they cry and complain that they don't understand it. Braun definitely needs to go up, especially after WrestleMania. Child, Braun been champ. Braun's entire character is outface anyone. Braun literally told him all you had to do was ask for a match. That's not how Joe Gacy operates. I think you're still missing the point. So you wanted a character like Joe Gacy to come out and just ask for a match against him or attack him. And that's just not how he operates. He likes to see people squirm. He likes to see people off their game. That's part of the point. That's part of the lure of the story. And you're missing it. You're so focused on what they didn't do or what could have been done, but you wouldn't have been interested if Joe Gacy would have just walked up and been like, I'm your next challenger. You wouldn't have cared. You would not have cared. Tell me I'm lying. You would not have cared if that man just walked up and was like, I'm your next challenger. Joe Gacy's your next challenger. You wouldn't have given a shit about that. You would not have cared. The story, there would be no story there. There would be nothing built there. He just would have walked out of there with his smiling face and his creepnoid. And he had Harlan at the time, I think. And he just would have been like, yeah, I want a match with you, Braun Breaker. You'd have been okay with that? Absolutely not. You would have been like, what the fuck is this? The character that he has required something with a little bit more finesse, a little bit more tact. What he gave you was a story, but I don't think it's a story that you can fully appreciate. What kills me is that stories like this have happened on the main roster multiple times with guys like Undertaker and Kane, and y'all recite those fucking stories like that is the Bible. But when you see it play out now with modernized characters like Bray Wyatt and Joe Gacy, and even with JD McDonough, and I can't stand him, you ignore the best aspect of it that makes it what it is. I can't explain it any other way. For about a year, a month short, but like the story was told, received well, what are we really talking about? Look, Edge kidnapped John Cena Sr., and then he got the match he wanted. It's not that uncommon, to be honest. But hey, we're in the present. He did kidnap his dad. I remember that. JD is another that gives off the creep vibes, 100%. Because Bryan's character is literally just a fighter. Bryan has come out and said, I'm not here to give you a long speech. I'm here to kick ass. And that's what he does. What Bryan is doing is fine for right now. And everything that he is in has been good. To get off topic for just a second, can we talk about how my girls killed Fashion Week? I love to see it. Yes, they did. If you don't know, Sasha and Naomi both walked in 3 different fashion shows last week. They were in Jessica Jade's, Mr. Triple X's, and something Top Notch, something like that. They walked in 3 separate shows, 3 different collections. Mr. Triple X was probably my favorite collection of the bunch. I really liked it because it was sultry and it was sexy, and it really gave Beyond Naomi all the vibes. For Sasha, I would say the Top Notch if I'm saying the company wrong, I'm sorry, but I believe it was Top Notch something. But the last company they walked in, Sasha looked really good in their clothes. I thought she looked great. Well, period. I miss that. I don't disagree with that with logic. It's when you try to fantasy book. That makes me look at you crazy. Now all we need is to add Bianca to the mix and have her, Sasha, and Naomi walk. Period. I know y'all better drop some fucking comments. Period, Tirza. I want an Ivy Park box. Okay. My ass would probably pass out. Teriyaki chicken, cooked seaweed salad prepared. My ass tired. Bitches is always tired. It was between Harlan leaving and the Druids coming. That was during the second match. Okay. Because I'm bitches. Exactly. But you also bitches. And Sasha announced. She announced what? So high pot, I'm kettle. I usually go to bed by 3, and my naps are midday. I can't with y'all. That she's doing Vogue. Okay. But good for Sasha. All right. So I don't know what happened to Daryl Brown. He decided to quit in the conversation. Whatever works for him. He said, Lamar, when I go on tour, I want you to cater my event. Top knot, bitch. I'm A-listed. The city girl shit. Can't flex this old country. Can't dress like this. Can't buy. Do it on the dick and a bitch. Period. I feel like that was a city girl lyric, and I'm upset that I said it. Anyways, the next pay-per-view they should be leading up to is Halloween Havoc. So not AT2 calling him Lamar. It sounds so wrong. That is his name. Fortunately, that is his name. But we know him by Donnie. We know him by Donnie, and that's what he prefers to be called on here. So that's what I call him. That's what I call him. All right. So I don't know what they're gonna do next week. I know that they're probably gonna do another match between Nathan and Axum next week. They did show what they was gonna do. Y'all could call me Don. It's really the only time I've had a nickname. AT2. Sometimes I just go by the name it says on the screen. So both works. Go to bed, Don. Don, Donnie, Donatella, Donnie Don. He got a lot of nicknames. When it comes to the group, the group gave him a lot of nicknames, bro. He said, I like that verse, though. I'm upset that he made me say that. I'm upset. But anyways, the Whisper Queen, Dominic thought he was doing something in this picture. He thought he was living his best life. Y'all finna meme mode the camera. I'm on my thug shit. Nigga, no, you ain't on no thug shit. Tirza said she want a nickname. Y'all gotta come up with a nickname for Tirza. Something appropriate. Don't give her Because Rico will give her something nasty. I do have to give Tiff credit for calling me Rico, because that was the first time someone had ever called me that. At the time, I could not figure out how to say his name. I do know how to say his name. I have said his name, but I saw Rico at the end. I'm like, I'm just gonna call him Rico, because I don't want to mess that child name up. That ain't right. So just call him Rico. Rich with attitude. RWA. The Don Dada? Is that it? Did I say it right? Y'all know I don't say nothing right. Y'all know I don't say nothing right. Period. Freakum dress Tirza. Lord Jesus. I just see S&M when I see them together. Lord have mercy. Rhea whispering to Dom, you better lick this pussy. Oh, I need something to drink. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. Oh shit. Almost cried. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh shit. Cause she was like, I'm gonna call you Rico. And I was like, well, that's new. And I kind of likes it. I'm sorry. I've seen Better Mean Mug from his mama, and she wasn't even trying at the time. Tears it can be. Wait, his name isn't really Rico? No, it's Federico. It is Federico. See, I'm not the only one that thinks that. No, his name is Federico. almost passed out. Oh shit. Oh God. Not Tiff over here about to pass away, child. The Janet crew leader. I don't like that. It's accurate because she definitely is numero uno in the fan base, but I don't know. I don't know. We need to find her. We got to figure out a nickname for her. Oh, you could call her Miss T. I like Miss T. That sounds cute. My family calls me K or KK, and a family friend calls me Kayla Baylor. I like Kayla Baylor. That's cute. Bree child almost passed out. Y'all, did y'all see what she said? I was not expecting that. It caught me off guard. She caught me off guard so bad. I almost cried. I swear my eyes was watering and shit. I almost choked. Since you choking just made me spit out my drink. Since you a child, we're gonna call you Fledgling. Leave that baby alone, Rico. Leave him alone. That is not your nickname. Do not listen to him. Everybody ain't gonna have a nickname. It's just the law of the land. Everybody not gonna have one. Some of the OGs have one because they've been here from the beginning. Rico kind of edged in under the radar and he was able to get one. But everybody not gonna have a nickname. It is okay to be you. It don't make you have less proximity to me than anybody else. I still talk to everybody, okay? Because Dom still looks 12. The facts. I would have guessed the kids been calling him Rico from childhood. No. Rico said nobody ever called him that. And I'm like, I would have if I had been like Rico friend from childhood, I would have been calling him Rico. The whole time we've been kicking, I'd be like, Rico, what is you doing? Like, why is she calling you that? Mind your business. It's my friend. Don't worry about what the fuck I'm calling him. Mind your business. All credits to our president. Everybody ain't getting no damn nickname. Chill out. Donnie, you chill out. Shit. Relax. Everybody relax. Not too much. Y'all cool, but not that cool. Calm down. Everybody calm down. I didn't expect her to say that. So when she said, I almost passed out. This whole says soul snatcher. I call Maj Marcus. He do. Okay, so Tears said Malcolm calls me soul snatcher. I am not calling you that. We're gonna call you Miss T. That's what we're gonna call you. I am not calling you soul snatcher, ma'am. I forgot that Maj's name isn't Maj. He looked like a Maj. Stop, please. Please. What is wrong with y'all today? Oh, gosh. Oh, my head hurt. Let me tell y'all what my daddy did today. And then I'm going to finish y'all comments because my dad we had a group chat and my mom got a promotion at work today. She starts her new job after her birthday. So it was a nice birthday present for her. And she came home and she told me, and she had bought me a new mixer for my bakery business, right? So now I have two mixers. My husband bought me one. He bought me this really big KitchenAid. And then my mom turned around and bought me a really nice, I think it's a Cuisinart mixer, right? And so I got two big ass mixers downstairs on the counter. Both of them work beautifully. And I was beyond grateful for both mixers. But my mom's mixer, the one my mom bought me, came today. And she came upstairs and she gave it to me. We was talking and she told me she got the promotion. I was really proud of her. So some time goes by, we watch NXT, and then my mom is in the group chat. My sisters and my brother are in the group chat because we have a family one. And my sister tells my older sister, she asks her, she finally comes in the chat. Let me clear it up. My older sister finally come in the chat and she hears that my mother got the promotion. So she's congratulating my moms. And my sister goes, you coming to mom's birthday dinner? So my sister said, what birthday dinner? What birthday dinner you talking about? I ain't know about no birthday dinner. So I was like, damn. So the birthday, my mom asked her to the group chat for the birthday dinner so everybody could see where we going and the reservations and everything. My dad is in the group chat with all of us and he's reading the messages. And my mom calls me and she says, Tiffany, come get your daddy. I said, what did he do? And she said, he in here reading the messages as it come in, like he illiterate. Like he'll be sitting there reading like, I ain't going to no group chat. No, because it said I ain't in no GC because we all use text message grammar in the group chat. Okay. So sometimes words will get shortened. And if you use your phone enough, you know, right? So I said I ain't in the group chat because I was not in that birthday group chat that my mom created because she told me about the dinner, so she didn't add me to the group chat. So my dad said, Tiffany said, I ain't in no GC. My dad said, what the fuck is a GC? So my mother tells him what it means. And then my mom comes back in the group chat and my mother goes, I didn't put you in the group chat, Tiffany. She said, I was talking to your sister anyway. She says, I said, okay. I literally typed out MMMK. Okay. My dad said, what the fuck does MK mean? My mother had to sound it out so he knew what that meant. And my grandfather was like, I can't stand these goddamn text messages and shit. These motherfuckers is acting like secret squirrel in the damn group chat. I said, not secret squirrel. Jesus. They have a hard time understanding that lingo, child. Oh, I had to tell you that. That was on my mind. I had to tell you. See, there go Miss T. Yeah, that's her nickname. It's Miss T. My childhood nickname was Freddy, but then Freddy Krueger jokes were too much for me. I wouldn't mind calling you Freddy, but quite frankly, I like Rico. I think that's a fitting name for you. I think it suits you. My family calls me Neek Neek. That sounds about right. Miss T done wreaked havoc. I said it the first time, and everybody was like, who the fuck is Marcus? And I said, Marcus know who he is, Marcus. Oh, God. You can't tell me he don't look like a Maj. I'm not fucking with y'all. I'm not. I am not. Don't you just love our little pocket of the internet? He does. He does look like a Maj. You ain't shit. Tearsha, you have to come back to the group. It's a clean environment. Oh, congrats, Mom. You know Mom is my girl. Yeah, she got that promotion. She's been working hard, and I was happy for her. What group? Oh, they're talking about the group chat. We've been in there cutting up, especially over Zoom. Yeah. I forgot children were being children. That was worth it. Child, my mama taught me Bay stood for bacon and egg. My mama thought Bay stood for bacon and eggs. She was so confused. No, tears up. Oh, goodness. Please don't call me Freddie. That's reserved for people who knew me early on. They don't know me as nothing else. I'm not, I'm not calling you Freddie because I don't feel like Freddie suits you. And if you don't like that, that's fine. I call you Rico. You didn't have a problem with Rico, so that's what I'm sticking with. It's either my full name, my high school friends call me Fed, and then since I met y'all, I've gone by Rico. Ah, that's right. That is a mess. I can't stand y'all. Y'all ignorant. So for right now, Extreme Rules is set, and it is only one match. Ronda Rousey is set to go up against Liv Morgan for the SmackDown Women's Championship. No other matches have been set. We all know that Roman is not competing at Extreme Rules. He usually doesn't compete at Extreme Rules, and if he does, the way he would compete, if he does compete, it's normally a non-stipulation type of match. So, you know how things go, love. But we shall see. Yes, yes, we shall see. Now, they have announced that a fatal four-way match is set for SmackDown to determine the number one contender for the titles for the Usos championships. All right. Heard on Loves. This has been set for Friday Night SmackDown, and there's a couple other matches that have been set for Friday Night SmackDown. She said, "Yep, this bitch said bacon and eggs," and I was like, "The fuck." Oh my God. I remember I texted my mom, "I'm about to wrap up right now." And she was like, my sister texted her that, "What does that RN mean?" And I was like, I forgot who I was texting. I remember that story when you were talking about your sister and you said that she called you Freddie. Ronda better make light work of this match, of this watch me asshole. Child. Because I can't. I think she's retaining again. I don't know about that. Your sister hid you in something and left you there. But Tirza, you can't lie. She had a decent match with Shayna. I think so too, Don, unfortunately. Okay. Not unfortunately. It is unfortunate. When she locked me in the grill. Nah, her match with Shayna was okay. Just had to ask is how reckless. What? Just had to ask how reckless I've been online. Is that what you mean to say? Because it say asses. It says asses. It was decent. They've had history, so I expected a decent match. I think they waiting on Charlotte. Oh my God, please no. For God's sakes. No. That's even fucking worse. Like, I love Charlotte. Love her so much. Love her down. She's a very, very good wrestler, solid character, heel wise. Face wise, she could be okay, but that's not her niche. She likes being a heel. She works great as a heel. But at this point, like, Jesus Christ, put her on Raw. Put her on Raw. You want to give Bianca a good run for her money and a good heel to go up against. And since Charlotte's already beat her, she's going to come in overconfident. Nah, fam, like, she needs to go to Raw. She needs to go to Raw. She don't need to be nowhere near fucking SmackDown. Nowhere near it. I don't like it. I hope we're not waiting on Charlotte. We need Charlotte, but not that damn bad. Asses? What is happening? Assess. Oh my God. Assess. Jesus. I'm looking at it. All I see is asses. I didn't see that other ass at the end. Just had to assess how reckless I've been online. Jesus. I'm like, asses? Why did you talk about asses? didn't see the second S. I did not see it.
Yourself.
I did not see it. I'm sitting here like, why are they saying this word over and over again? And I'm like, bitch, it say ass. It says assess. It says assess, stupid. Girl. Oh, shit. Help me, Father. Oh, my God. It's so fucking stupid. Jesus Christ. Oh, man, I could not figure out that word for nothing. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the word, and I still said it wrong. Jesus. Charlotte don't need a title. Oh, my battery running low. Hey, where the cord? That's what happened last time.
Tim. Don't start.
Boop, boop. That is what happened the last time. That's not true.
You going to bed?
Oh, now you gonna go to sleep? You gonna act like I didn't say that?
I was already going to sleep.
But it's true. Is it not true?
No, I haven't got to say it to you right now.
That's not true. Why you don't want to talk to me, Jared? You mad? Because it's the truth. Why you ignoring me? You're not supposed to ignore me. We is a family. She said Charlotte don't need a title for the rest of her career. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. She's going to make 17, but we can put that off a little bit longer. Agreed. All these A's and S's is in that damn word, and made my dyslexia act up. I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. I do, actually. His daily sex is fucking... Well, he didn't write the second S, but I did. Oh, so it did say asses. Wait. It did. I read it right. I'm not crazy. I had to double check my spelling. I said, wait a minute. Am I spelling this word right? Charlotte can come back to Raw, play face like a dummy to fend off Bayley, run Bayley to SmackDown, beat bitches up, and classic Charlotte turns on Bianca. I like that. It's so many avenues to go through. Wait a minute. That was good, Don. I ain't gonna lie. That was very good. Who getting daily sex? Rigo gasping. I put it in between the pillows this time, so you cannot complain. Is that better? It's not in your back. Go to bed, old man. Honk, honk. That was very good. Not gonna lie, Donnie. Good job. Bitch, you did a good job. No, so I have this joke I sing. Oh, shit. I don't want nobody turning on my sis, but I see what you're saying. Excuse me. It's easy to hate Charlotte as it is. I could talk about her like a dog and still love her. So I wouldn't have a problem with that because that would work for me. But if you want a clear swerve, have Bianca take her ass out before she tried to get to her. Speaking of between the pillows, oh, bitch. It said the doctor said, I need to have daily sex, but the doctor's note says he has dyslexia. Oh my God. Is Quincy Goldust in Velveteen Dream love child? I think that is an accurate description. And this is of no shade, but this is just purely of aesthetic, just a little bit of viscera in terms of how he operated as Big Daddy V. So yeah, in a sense, yes, AT2, yes, you can combine them. I wouldn't include Peppermint Patty in there. I'd say he's a cross between Goldust and Viscera, you know. Which that's not a compliment either. So let's just call Quincy Quincy. Okay. That's not what Don means by daily sex. Quincy is his own person. I keep my vibrator between mine and Malcolm found my between your pillows, and Malcolm found mine the other day, making the bed, and he was like, "What the fuck is this?" My insurance policy. Shit. Oh, that would be cute. I mean, Charlotte is the last horse Bianca needs to put down. Period. So instead of having Charlotte be the one to turn on Bianca, let Bianca go heel and turn on Charlotte. Charlotte could still be a heel. No. Charlotte, it'll kind of be like what happened with Bayley and Sasha. Sasha wasn't necessarily a baby face, but she wasn't a heel either. She was in between. She was a tweener. So instead of making Charlotte be a baby face, she could still have that cocky persona, but Bianca can get to her before Charlotte gets to her. Bianca got to have eyes in the back of her head. I just think that would be a little bit of a swerve that most people wouldn't be expecting because she's such a babyface character. I would rather it go that way, and then you can keep Charlotte as that heel character. There's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. I'm telling you, it can still work. He's an alien superstar. Quincy and Sonny would make a cute tag team. I agree. But Bianca turning Charlotte put Charlotte in the babyface, which is shitty. Then it would be awkward because she'd just be like, I got to get her before she got me. Bianca is good, but that would fall flat. But it would like that. Facts, Don. I do think Bianca will face her most likely at Mania. Okay. I see. I'd rather it do it a heel versus heel. It can have Bianca just go at her instead of having Charlotte do it. It seems very predictable to have Charlotte do it. Like, let's give it some flavor. Bianca got a little pizzazz, and when she's a heel, she is damn near unstoppable. I just want Bianca to get into her bad bitch era and see where we at. She already at the cusp. Okay, she's already that girl, right? But we all know a heel is always considered to be a bad bitch, right? I think it would work. One of these wrestling shows should let me make the theme song. Well, you got to put yourself out there. But you know what? You got to do that on Twitter. Because right here, It ain't gonna happen on this show, baby. It ain't gonna happen on this show, baby. Of course, and it's due to heel. It's due for a heel versus heel. I don't think they turn to Bianca heel anytime soon. They already calling her the female John Cena. I think that they shouldn't. I think Bianca should go heel at some point. Bianca, listen, you may be the EST of WWE for sure, but you are no 14-time women's champion. You're definitely not the queen, and you are not the biggest bitch in the business. I mean, well, there you go. Well, you got the juice, Honcho? Give us a sneak peek at what you got. He said, check out the channel. There might be some music y'all like, but Bianca should always be face unless they do it like I would and make Montez a heel and add Angelo Dawkins as the bodyguard, and Bianca then could be heel like Dolph, AJ, and Big E type. AJ Lee and Big E type. I don't think that's a fair service to Bianca. Let's put it this way. Bianca Belair is a bigger star than Montez Ford, and that's done. It's not to shade Montez. That's just looking at the grand scheme of things. Her career, in my opinion, nobody's career should be determined by their significant others. Jimmy Uso was a heel while his wife was a face. Everybody wanted Naomi to turn. And to me, it didn't make sense to terminate Naomi until they started booking her to lose, which I felt was the best opportunity to turn her heel was because she was losing and she was frustrated because of it. That makes sense to me. But just because Montez is heel, in my opinion, doesn't mean that Dawkins or Bianca have to be heel. And quite frankly, I think it's a disservice to Dawkins too to make him be Montez's bodyguard. I mean, they can be friends. It could kind of be like a Trick and Carmelo situation. But Dawkins has the skill and the personality to be a good mid-card character in the WWE. I probably, if they were letting Montez go after the WWE at some point, I wouldn't let the Street Profits be split up. I would have them stay as a team, and he can pursue the title with Dawkins in tow. If they were going to go heel and do it that way, that works. But if they were to split them apart, I don't think that like making Dawkins be his bodyguard is fair to Dawkins, if that makes sense. It's like, fuck Vince, but he had a point when he told Sammy he wasn't on top because he hadn't been heel. I feel like you have to go through seasons to see how this works. I don't think that's fair to Docs either. Didn't mean it like that. It's just that it would make sense that way. Yeah, Bianca's bigger than Montez right now, but she could rub some of that off on him. Tez is a star just waiting to be made. I don't understand how he's not a star now. I'm confused as to how he's not a star now. But I don't feel like this is why I say I don't want that to happen. Can they operate as a team with Bianca and Montez? Sure. Would it be cool to see them operate as a team? Sure. It's very possible. But here's the thing. If Montez is a star, like you say, which I agree, I do believe that he is one, he doesn't need Bianca to get there. He will get there on his own time when it's necessary. Right now is not the time. Roman has both titles tied up and he's not letting them go. It's like a baby holding a fucking rattle. He will not relinquish them, okay? The best thing that I say that they need to do is to give the Street Profits the tag team titles, split them back up or combine them into one championship. Montez will be a future champion in due time. Rushing it is where you have issues. You do not want to put the title on somebody and then they don't get booked properly. It's all done in due time. And I think taking your time with Montez is smart. Everybody wanted Big E to be champion, but Big E did not get a fair shake. And that's just how I see it. Wait, Roman. Hold on. Fucking computer. Roman was on Logan Paul's podcast. They all were. They all were on this podcast. I think that's a part of the deal he made with the E, where some of the superstars can come on his podcast, you know. And they talked to him, so they probably like him. And he respects the sport, so they all went. Cool. It's hard to see Bianca as a heel right now in my eyes. She seems like she's too relatable to the girls that watch the show. She can be relatable and still be a heel. It has to be done properly. Put it to you this way. Becky was a heel. Her first run going up against Charlotte, she was a heel. She was not a face, but she was still relatable. Why? Because Becky had a relatable plight as to why she did what she did. Everything that is done with intention and reason can have relatable aspects. When you're talking about Bianca possibly turning heel, going up against Charlotte, or being looked at as a heel, when it can work if it is done properly. When it comes to Charlotte, she is not a hard person to turn heel on. It would make sense to every fucking person who watches the show why Bianca attacks her or why Bianca goes at her neck or anything that has to do with Charlotte. Because one, she's one of the most hated superstars on the roster. That's the first thing. And number two, Charlotte is always going to be lying in wait. She is one of them bitches that will always be waiting for her opportunity to take a championship from somebody. And all Bianca got to do is say, I got to that bitch before she got to me. I saw her coming. And if you don't like it, oh fucking well. I'm not about to let a bitch come up and attack me from behind or take what's mine. If she wanted, she gonna have to fight me head on for it. She can be an anti-hero character and transition into heel. She is very effective as a heel and she works good as a face. Bianca can do anything that she puts her mind to. It's been proven. Like Sasha, but I like her as a heel more. She's been heel before. She's great. Bianca was a bomb heel. I agree. As much as I love the Usos, they don't need both titles. The Street Profits should have definitely have one of those titles. Facts. Bubblegum, lip smacking. Yeah, but now she's bigger and on a different level than before. They need more baby faces like her, just natural. Anybody can be a baby face. Anybody can be a heel. Making them stay into one little box does not help them evolve as characters. Look at Seth Rollins. If he'd still be in the Architect, you wouldn't be interested in what he was doing. Seth Rollins has reinvented himself time and time again as a face and as a heel character. He works better as a heel, in my opinion, but he can do anti-hero work as well. You got to give Bianca a little bit more credit than that. Putting her in this little box where she stays in this little character because it suits what you want to see isn't fair to her or the product to advance it and evolve. Her changing also allows for someone else to be able to change and become something different. When you are working as a character in the WWE forcing yourself into this box like John Cena does only makes you polarizing to the public. It doesn't give you anything else that you can provide for the context of conversation. John Cena's stories, as well as prolific as they were, because he was the number one guy, they all had a similar vein. As much as I love him, they didn't evolve and change by the character. Really, it depended on who John Cena was going up against. And even then, the story was the same. It's hustle, loyalty, and respect. I'll respect you if you respect me. You get a quick rundown and a promo, and then they have their match. Whereas with Seth Rollins, the vibes of how things operate go by the opponents, but in a more detailed and effective way. Look at how he approached John Cena. Well, not John Cena, excuse me, but look how he approached Roman Reigns. He went to the perspective of what he knew, which was the Shield, and how Roman was still testy about that. He used that to break him down. The same thing for Cody Rhodes. He went at Cody's family, his father's legacy, and he used that to try to tear him down. The same thing goes for Matt Riddle. He did everything in his power to take him out psychologically as well as in that match. And that's the difference. How you approach each feud by your character, and each opponent should be different because each opponent is different. Bianca has the ability to do that as well, but you got to give her time and space to do it. You cannot box her in and close her off to the world because you deem that to be her perfect niche when you don't know what she's capable of outside of what she's already presented. Anybody could have them titles. Her heel work is natural as well. Bianca just good in general, but someone like Charlotte doesn't make sense as a face to me. Didn't say Charlotte should be a face. Never said that Charlotte Flair should be a face. That didn't come out my mouth. Bianca's heel work in NXT made me notice her. She was phenomenal then, and she was green as hell. So whenever she turns face, if it happens, she'll be even more untouchable than she is now. Exactly. And that bitch be first in line. Well, we're not saying she has to be heel come next week or the second Charlotte returns. Rollins is better now on the mic, but his authority run was crazy and I loved it. Best way to describe the moment is like the telltale heart. Wrestling is about evolution. If people stay stagnant, then that will do nothing but harm them in the long run. I'm not saying that she has to change everything she's doing now. It works, and it works in terms of the people she's going up against. But I don't mind Bianca being a strong face. I don't need a babyface character where everything is always an uphill battle for them. I like my baby faces to be booked strong as well, and Bianca is a prime example of that. But like I said, Bianca does great work whether she's a heel or face, and I would not book her like a John Cena character. John Cena needs to be a one and done type of thing. It needs to be more realistic in terms of maybe you can have a tweener type character where they are not really a heel and they're not really a face. It really depends on who they go up against. That determines their evilness in the factors of matches, you know what I'm saying? Or in feuds. So in my opinion, respectfully and humbly, while I understand where you're coming from in terms of Bianca being great at what she's doing now, she is going to be great at whatever she touches because she's blessed beyond measure. You can see that by how she acts, how she walks, how she talks. Bianca just has a way where no matter what she does or how she goes about things in life, she's always going to be able to succeed because she's one of God's blessed children, to put it lightly. And she's going to be able to perform the necessary tasks to give you a story. The whole point of it is to give you a story. If it's Charlotte going into WrestleMania, that's absolutely fine by me. I have no issues with that. If it is anybody else, you know what I'm saying? I don't have no issues with that either. My thing is, I expect a lot. I want it to be good, and I want Bianca to have one of the best runs that the WWE can provide. And if you want to give her a year run plus, I'm okay with that. If they made her drop the title anytime after Clash at the Castle, I would be okay with that because Bianca had a long, successful run. But I don't want her dropping it to Bayley. I can say that. I definitely don't want her to drop it to Bayley. I'm sorry to all the Bayley fans, everybody out there. Like, I just don't want her dropping it to her. Bianca as a face is good, and she's been face since she got called up in 2020. So her time to turn heel will come soon. Maybe not. I mean, I don't know, but her being a face against Charlotte works. I'm just saying she can be a good anti-hero against Charlotte. She don't have to be a baby face. It don't have to be that way. Exactly. Look at Bayley. She's the perfect example of having to evolve her character because the hugger persona was getting stale with the audience, and she knew she had to change, so she did. Like they say, they have Charlotte and Bianca together for 2 months, and for 8 weeks, Bianca is skeptical and looking over her shoulder. The last time Bianca was a heel in my recent memory is when NXT was a part of Survivor Series, and she was on the women's team, but that doesn't really count. And she gets frantic and beat that bitch up first. That's what I'm saying, Don. You get what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying. Charlotte and Bianca as a tag team called the Queen's Quest. I don't like that. I don't like that. That sounds like Johnny Quest. That's what I equated to, and I hated Johnny Quest, child. I don't like that. And that's a word. God took his sweet time when he was making Bianca. And it'll be like, yeah, bitch, I did it and I'll do it again. Better her than me. I mean, that's facts. Then after she beats Charlotte, she gets overzealous and either gets beat or cashed in on. Bianca nice, but for her to turn heel, they're going to have to build some more girls up as strong faces. As if they can't do that. Or what if they don't? What if they don't build nobody up? So they got Bliss right now. They have Liv. She kind of an anti-hero. Because you really don't really know who's a heel and who's a face. You got Asuka. Okay. So these right here are your face characters. They don't really say what Lacey is, which I want to say Lacey's a face character. So let's just put Lacey at a face character. So you got Bliss, Liv, Asuka, and Lacey. You got Raquel. And you've got Aaliyah. Right now on the roster. Those are your face characters. Heels, you got Sonya. Xia Li. You've got what's her name? I can see her face and I can't think of her name. Shayna Baszler. I put Ronda in the heel category. Natalya. Shotzi is who I couldn't think of. Nikki ASH. Piper. Her hair looked good Friday, okay? So, am I missing anybody? Sonya, Xia Li, Shayna, Ronda, Natalya, Shotzi, Nikki ASH, Doudrop. We can put B-Fab in the face category for now, even though she haven't wrestled. So right now, looking at this, we got Tamina in the face category. And we got Dana in the face category. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. With Bianca at the top of the face category. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. With Dewdrop, that makes 8. And then Damage Control. Well, they don't count because they're both injured. So I just haven't counted them. Damage Control. They are heels. Zelina and Carmella would be considered heels. They're injured, so I didn't put them on here, but I'll write them down just to be fair. So by Zelina, we got 1, 2, 3 with Damage Control. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 heels, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 face characters. I forgot Becky there. Becky's a face character now, so she be at the top. Becky is a face character, but she's also injured. So with Becky, that makes 11 face characters and 13 heel characters. If you're gonna go by who's already at the top in terms of heel character face characters, Bianca and Becky. If Becky was 100%, it probably would be Becky and Asuka going up against Damage Control with Bianca instead of it being Bliss. So she kind of lucked out. Top faces right now, even with Becky being injured, Becky would be a face, Bianca is a face, and then you have to put Liv up there because Liv is also a face. Asuka would be your next face. Raquel, Lacey, if they're booking Lacey that way, it does. I don't know how they're booking Lacey, but it seems like they're booking her that way. And then you got Bliss. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 women on this roster, including Bianca and Becky, who are the top faces of this company right now in terms of the women's division. And out of these 5, sans Becky and Bianca and Liv, because those 2 have belts and Becky is injured, you have Bliss, Asuka, Lacey, and Raquel that are left. All right. Asuka is a top face. That's the way she's been booked. And that's why she's going to continue to be booked because Asuka was a heel for a long time. Bliss is a top face for now. She may change. Lacey Evans definitely should be booked as a face. Can be a top face if given the right tools to be booked. And Raquel is already booked as a strong top face. It is not hard to have a strong face being booked on the roster when you have an even stronger heel, i.e. Roman Reigns right at the moment. And during the pandemic era, you had Drew McIntyre, who was a strong face, and Roman was the biggest heel in the company. Another one, as much as people hate him and as much as I hate Brock Lesnar is another one. Was a very strong anti-hero face character, and Roman was the heel. That is not a hard thing to do. It's not hard to create and find that niche. Bianca being a face doesn't impede the business no more than it would if she was to be a heel. They can make the adjustment to switch it off so that they can have a strong baby face at the helm. That's not going to change anything. In my opinion, Bayley ain't ready for the title. Her position in her faction is weird. Until she can fully come into her leader role, she don't need no title. I just don't want Bayley to be champion while Bianca is champion. And I don't want to see Bayley and Bianca fight each other. I just don't want to see that. That's just my own personal bias. Some people might disagree. Me personally, I was done with the feud after Hell in a Cell. So that was just me personally. I was sad when Bayley went down. And I want her to be healthy. I'm glad she's able to come back and wrestle. I just don't want to see her and Bianca go at it again. That's just something I want to see. Can I share my idea for a heel Bianca versus Shayna feud? Don said no. I haven't seen too many strong faces like her recently. Hopefully Liv can be, but it don't look like they going that route. Okay. Hopefully we see Bianca versus Naomi soon. Naomi fire. Speaking of Lacey, her hair was laid Friday, honey. It was. It looked good. She looked good. When Legato go up, Electric can be a face. Sure. But she's not there right now, so you can't count her. Are heels, right? Carmella and Zelina are heels, correct. Ain't Becky a face now? Also, yes, she is. I like Naomi because she can really perform in the ring, and that's what I like to see. I know people focus on the story, but performance is most important to me. But I watch wrestling differently than most. Not really. You sound like most wrestling fans who watch wrestling for the wrestling and not necessarily the story. But if that were the case, most of y'all wouldn't covet the Attitude Era as much as you do, because when you go back and watch the Attitude Era, those matches weren't as great as you think they were. But it's not really different from what most wrestling fans say. So I'm not really surprised by the fact that you prefer the in-ring performance than you do the wrestling story. But that's fine. Carmella and Zelina is down for the count. Dana's face. I think if they wanted to build up Dana, she would be a top baby face. I'm good. But if that's what you think, I ain't gonna shit on it. It's just I wouldn't be. I wouldn't. I don't think they know how they're booking Lacey either. Lacey ain't been built up yet. That's why she can be built. They booking Lacey as a heel. I don't think so. They pulled her off TV for a minor injury, but they pulled her off TV for a reason. The way Vince McMahon was booking her was weird, and it wasn't working. I don't think they're booking her as a heel. When she came out in that fatal 4-way, she was real happy and smiling and like a face would. She wasn't acting like a heel. So I don't know about that, Aaliyah. I love Brock, of course. He's underrated. People act like his matches aren't entertaining, and he proved he can really perform back before he left for the UFC. Brock Lesnar is an acquired taste. Most of y'all enjoy Brock Lesnar because he's a big meathead looking motherfucker. Which, if that's your aesthetic, that's fine. I respect what Brock brought to the table in terms of SummerSlam and the last couple of matches he's had with Roman. They were entertaining, and I can give Brock Lesnar props where props is due. Do I think that Brock Lesnar was a good wrestler, especially in his early days, OVW days, when he came into the E and he was the dominant Lesnar that he was, the freak athlete? Yes, he was. He was 100% everything they built him to be. But when he came back after UFC, he became a one-trick pony. And that's where I have a strong disconnect with him. His booking was way over the top. It was worse than Roman's booking. He was booked strong in every fucking match. He never got beat down. At least in the matches with Roman, there is some semblance of hope. In the matches with Brock, there's none. Nobody could best him in any way, shape, or form. He was always booked overly strong, which is uncanny and so wrong on so many levels. In terms of Romans, it's more realistic booking. In terms with Brock, it just makes him look like no one could touch him in any way, shape, or form. No one thinks Brock Lesnar is underrated. I don't understand where that sentiment is coming from. I haven't seen it. And most people either really like Brock Lesnar because of how he presents himself, what he does in the ring, and who he was back in the day. And a lot of people, they either hate Brock Lesnar because of his booking. It doesn't have anything to do with his wrestling capability. We all know that Brock Lesnar can wrestle, but it was mainly focused on the hatred for him really came from how he was booked and the way that he was booked and the way his character was presented. That's what people really hated. They didn't really have anything to do with Brock Lesnar. But nobody underrates Brock Lesnar. No, nobody that I know. They started with her on Friday, ignoring the crowd at all costs. She didn't touch hands and was trash talking. That's the foundations for me. I didn't see any of that. When she came out, she was waving her hands in the air, smiling and cheesing. To me, you don't have to touch nobody's hands to be a face. But I mean, sure, if that's the case, okay, I'll put her in the heel category then, I guess. I like both, and now Brock versus Roman is usually a good fight, not a good wrestling match. All it is finisher spam. WrestleMania was a good match. If you prefer more traditionalized wrestling, that's fine. But WrestleMania, but Brock versus Roman was a good wrestling match. I'm gonna say it the way I said it. It was a good wrestling match. The match at SummerSlam was a fight. That wasn't a wrestling match. Their match at WrestleMania was a wrestling match. It was what it was supposed to be. You yourself just said it, that his matches are entertaining, and he proved he can really perform. But you're referring to his days before he left for UFC. Either way, he put on a good match with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and he had a good match with Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. I don't dislike Brock at all. I just don't think he's needed as Vince kept making him to be. He was overly booked. You see what I'm saying? 2002 to 2004, Brock Lesnar was a wrestler. 100%. Brock Lesnar, from when he returned, had that squash match with John Cena at SummerSlam to now, no, it was very much Suplex City, and he would spear every now and then, or he would use his, MMA tactics. Either way, he F5s and suplexes is where he rests a lot. With the exception of a few matches, very few. Yeah, he's definitely underrated. Brock is supposed to be built like that. It makes sense. It's believable. He was UFC heavyweight champion. He also looks the part. It doesn't matter. This is WWE. This isn't UFC. Even if it was AEW, he does not have to be booked that way. Absolutely not. That's bullshit. That's like saying that, okay, fine, Goldberg should have been booked the same way then. He was not. Goldberg was defeated on multiple levels. It doesn't matter how he looks. That is that is a bullshit statement to say. And then you go, well, he spammed. Roman versus Brock was a spam finisher match. Well, how can you shit on the man and then say that's the way he was supposed to be booked at the same time? Which is it? It's either he spam finishes in his matches or he's supposed to be booked that way. You got to pick a side. You can't stand in the middle. Not when it comes to this, because it contradicts what you're trying to say. So, in my humblest of opinions, just because you're big, if that's the case, then Big E should have won his match against Roman Reigns. Big E should have beat Roman Reigns then, right? Because he's big. He has massive muscle. He looks the part, right? So he should have been booked strong the way that Brock Lesnar was booked. You're going to say no because Roman was the heel. Roman was already being booked strong, so you don't do that. But Big E looks the part. Big E was champion. I'm just saying, if we're going by what you're saying, then you're contradicting yourself. I don't think D like Brock though. It's not D. Roman also rests a lot. Well, he has to. He has cancer, so even though it's in remission, he does have to rest. But the men bore me, so I won't involve myself in this conversation. You're on an island by yourself with Brock, child. You just not understanding me. You're trying to make it seem like I'm Vince or something. Cool out. It's not that literal. And Goldberg was built like that, but he shouldn't have been. What's the difference between Goldberg and Brock Lesnar? Okay. Big E shouldn't have been booked like Brock. That's not what I'm saying. Well, why not? I included Big E. I asked the question. I want to know why can't Big E be booked the same way that Brock Lesnar was? I mean, he's a big guy. Goldberg is garbage. Okay. If you say so. Brock is one person. That doesn't answer my question. I mean, to be fair, you're not giving us much to understand. Not every big person in WWE. I'll say so. Every big person shouldn't be shouldn't be booked the way that Brock Lesnar is. Okay, fine. But why not? What's the difference? Nope, that's not what she's saying at all. It seems like you want to just have her read your comments out loud, aloud to comment. Brock can't wrestle. Brock can wrestle. Goldberg can't. Okay. Got me there. You're not being clear on what you're trying to say. Goldberg is garbage. Okay, that's your opinion. If you think Goldberg's garbage, that's fine. I elect to time out. This is time my brain in knots. You typing like Trevor. Suplexes don't make you a wrestler, but okay. Brock hasn't wrestled in years. But anyway, I mean, I'm not saying he's entirely wrong about Brock Lesnar being a decent wrestler. He does have the skill to wrestle. Tears had just ran down his timeline of wrestling. That's not questioned. What I'm questioning is, why is it that Brock Lesnar has to be booked as if he's unstoppable, but nobody else should be booked that way? It doesn't sound right to me. It sounds like a bunch of bullshit. I don't understand how the booking for Brock Lesnar was 100% okay, and it makes sense because he was in UFC. So what? So what? I'll put it this way. I love Ronda Rousey. I think Ronda Rousey's great. But I don't think that she should be booked to be unstoppable either. Her first round in the WWE in booking was cool, but she was not booked to be unstoppable like Brock Lesnar was. Her matches were balanced when it came to the 4 horsewomen, especially. They were balanced. Now, when it came to girls like Dana, Ruby, they were not balanced, okay? It was even balanced when it came to Nikki Bella. I mean, she wrestled Nikki Bella, she wrestled Natalya, she wrestled all 4 of the girls, from Charlotte to Sasha to Bayley, I think, at one point. Yeah, she had a match with Bayley on Raw, I think. She went up against Becky, of course, at WrestleMania, and she had a whole storyline with both of the 4 both of Charlotte and Becky, and then she just recently had a story with Charlotte. So, like, the matches that she has are not completely one-sided. All of Brock's matches that he has had in the last 3 to 5 years have all been booked so that he looks like the unstoppable champion. Within the last year is when the matches have been balanced, and they have been only when he's gone up against Roman have they been balanced? Even the ones that he did when he went up against Big E. I mean, when he went that fatal, he went up against Big E. It was in a fatal 4-way, I think, or a fatal 5-way. He had a whole, that match was booked so that he would look great. I think they had Elimination Chamber once, and he was like the numero uno in that match. Like, there was no matches for Brock outside of Roman's feuds that he had where there was no, there he didn't look like an unstoppable brute. It doesn't always make sense to me. And that's just the way that it is. Now, we can agree to disagree. That's totally up to you. I'm not always going to agree with everything that everybody says, and I'm not always going to, everybody's not always going to agree with me. But the thing is, at least let's keep it real and be honest. When you're watching the matches, and just because I'm not putting your comments in doesn't mean that I can't see your comments. So I'm going to answer the question in a minute. I'm not here to argue with y'all. I'm just saying my opinion. Just like y'all get off tip, y'all just don't understand what I'm saying. No one's getting off tip. I disagree with what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. You say Brock Lesnar has good matches depending on his opponent, for sure. And you're right. In some instances, depending on who he's going up against, the match quality will change. However, I'm going to reserve that for your next comment that you put up. They did literal copy and paste to Ryback, and he's down in the toilet in the ocean with all of the poop and fish. It just doesn't work in general. Have you actually watched Brock's matches, though? Don't insult my intelligence. I've been watching WWE for a very long time. And yes, I've seen Brock Lesnar's matches within the last 10 years. I've watched them, and I watched his matches from when he was there in his first run in the WWE before he left and decided to go pro with UFC. So yes, I have seen his matches. But that's how Ronda wanted to be booked. She actually wanted to have wrestling matches. She ain't do all that training for nothing. Even now, with her upcoming match with Liv, she says she wants it to be an Extreme Rules match, which is within the wrestling realm. Okay. That's true. We're trying, but you're not coming correct with support for the argument. Now, that I understand what he's saying, and I'm not shitting on him, but he's where he is and I'm where I am. So we're gonna butt heads. It's just that simple. It is okay to have discord and to not agree and it not be a pissing match. If that makes sense. AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, Finn, that triple threat with Rollins and Cena, he's not always dominating his opponents. You mean when he went up against Daniel Bryan and Daniel Bryan literally was running around the ring for almost 5 minutes of that match, and when he finally caught him, that's when they decided to wrestle, and that was for like 5 minutes. In terms of AJ Styles, yeah, he got off some move match, but he was also taken to Suplex City, as were the rest of them in this setup that you have here. I've watched all of these matches. Were they classics? No. Were they matches where his opponents were able to get off moves of some kind? Yes. Did they ultimately end with him pinning them after taking them to Suplex City in an F5? That is exactly how they ended. Every single one of them. Nah, you just on tip. Brock Lesnar just wanted to be champion and do half the work. Do half the work and sit at home for months. Okay, Jan. He's entitled to his opinion. I'm not telling him he's wrong for his opinion. I disagree with his assessment of Brock Lesnar. And that's just the way that it is. I also disagree with his stance on Bianca Belair. It doesn't mean that he's wrong that Bianca Belair doesn't need to be a heel right now. The intention was not for me to say she has to be a heel at this very moment. I said that she could be a heel at some point in the near future because I feel like it would work out for her. I explained why. In terms of Brock Lesnar, he's a Brock Lesnar fan. That's fine by me. I could live without Brock Lesnar. It doesn't matter to me. Do I think some of his matches as of lately, including the matches he mentioned, were not some of the greatest matches I've ever seen? Yes, that is the actual factuals. That's what I believe. Whether I disagree with him or not, I mean, whether he believes me or agrees with me or not is totally on to him. I'm not arguing with him. We're having a conversation, and it just happens that we're on opposing sides. My thing is, he didn't have to be booked that way. So the only reason why those particular matches happened was mainly because he didn't feel like the people who were in line at the time, like Jinder Mahal, were marquee enough in order to have a match with him. So he forced WWE's hand to change the title so that he can go up against, I think it was AJ Styles at the time. And he wanted to wrestle AJ Styles. So it was a double-edged sword. So I see it from both sides. I see a guy who clearly, obviously wants to market a bigger match, but at the same time, he didn't really do anything different in said match. It wasn't an amazing display of wrestling, in my opinion. That match was AJ Styles getting off a couple of his moves and being able to shake Brock Lesnar, but then that was it. Brock Lesnar hit that F5. Well, it was after he took him to Suplex City. He hit that F5, and that was the end of the match. If you don't remember the match, that's on you. But I definitely remember the match. And that's how it went with pretty much all of the matches. That's how it went with pretty much everything that he did. It was always 3 or 5. It was 5 to 6 F5s. Well, it was 5 to 6 suplexes, 2 F5s if he needed 2 to get you down. Sometimes 3 because some people needed more. And then that was it. Stand up, hold your arm up. He going in the back sweating like he'd been in the ring working for 6 hours. That was the match. That was every single match that you mentioned in that comment. Every single one of them. If you don't believe me, you can always go back on the WWE network if you live outside of the US, or you can go on the Peacock network and pull it up for yourself. I'm pretty sure they have it up there somewhere. It's not just because he was in UFC and he's big. That's not how I watch wrestling. He's agile and quick just as he is strong. And because he was booked like that, it makes it special when he loses. It was special when he lost. It was more of a relief. But if you say it was special to you, that's fine. Honestly, the losses are so few and far between. I don't remember who he lost it to. Was it Roman? Oh, no, it was Drew. It was Drew. He lost it to Drew. No. Drew beat him at Royal Rumble. And then, yeah, he lost it to Drew at WrestleMania that year during the pandemic. Then that was it. He was gone. Was it special? I don't know about that. I don't know about it being special. I don't know about that. I'm on top because I don't make arguments where I don't have all the facts. If I'm off, I'll say it loud and proud. Facts, we just talking about wrestling. Y'all tweaking. It ain't that deep. No, they're not tweaking. I mean, that's how they are. Very protective of me, which I can appreciate. But they're stating their opinion too, just like you stating yours. So it is what it is. Jinder versus Brock wouldn't have been good. AJ versus Brock was good. I bet a few people in this comment section thought it didn't make sense for him to beat Taker at Mania. I'm sure you do. Somebody had to beat him, and unfortunately it was him. So here we are. And I'm sure Undertaker wanted it that way, which is fine. I mean, he seems like the type, so whatever. Me personally, I would have preferred if it was Seth Rollins that did it. Just because I would have felt like it would have just been another added layer to Seth Rollins' portfolio. I just would have loved that. So what y'all have for dinner? Oh, I had wings. AJ fried wings and French fries for dinner. And it was good too. He did a good job. Bitch, you did a good job. Bitch, you did a good job. I'm back. Okay. I made teriyaki chicken and seaweed salad. I had chicken lentil rice. It was good. Lentil rice. Never heard of lentil rice. I'm going to have to try that. I got some lentils downstairs. Rico, you've disclosed that because I said bitches is always tired to the group chat, not to Tirza. You did put it in the chat box over here. You put it in here and said that you had teriyaki in your eye. I'll say it wasn't special at all. Agreed. Not tweaking, sir. Where are you from? To be honest, is anything special? Anything Brock does qualify as special? Damn. Not nope. You mentioned it an hour ago and a bit ago, but it's okay. I mean, I liked when he ripped off the cell wall. That's about it. Laugh out loud. Every match he lost wasn't special, but Vince was the one booking at the time, so which is why it wasn't done properly. If you want to know the truth, dinner to be determined. I had Chick-fil-A. When in doubt, blame it on Vince. I did. That shit burned. Oh no. I'm just saying, when you have a wrestler, you built up the way, then it would be, but it also has to be booked right. I'm just saying, when you have a wrestler you built up that way, then it would be, but it also has to be booked right. Well, Drew was built right, but do you remember Drew beating Brock Lesnar? Just a question. And this SummerSlam was special, but it's Brock. I'm still waiting on my answer. Don wants to know where you from, Huncho. Bitch, you doing a good job. 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 The ending of the SummerSlam match was a little anticlimactic. How is it supposed to end exactly? The Drew match wasn't good, though. You said when he loses, it's special. So there's a stipulation to that special. It has to be a good match. Tell me why that match between Drew and Brock Lesnar wasn't a good match. Don ain't shit. Don is a dirtbag. I'm very curious as to why that match wasn't good. I want to hear his explanation. So when he puts the comment in, I want to see it. I want to know why the Drew and Brock Lesnar wasn't a good match, and how the match between Brock Lesnar and AJ Styles was a good match. Because no different than AJ Styles and Brock Lesnar's match, but you deem that to be a good match. Same thing with Daniel Bryan and Brock Lesnar's match, as well as the match with Finn. They got off their moves, true enough, but it was finisher spam, as you put it. So what was the difference between that match with Drew and the match with the other ones? What was the difference? Damn, so we a harsh critic, I see. I mean, I liked it, but Brock's matches always go the same. He says they don't. He Claymore kicked Brock out of the ring at Royal Rumble and made my January better. Facts. Brock, he's a Brock stan. Now you see how we feel when we talk to you, Rico. Don't do me, because I give people chances. Okay. After I beg, borrow, and steal, bitch. But that's how everybody beats Brock. Everybody's beat Brock, though. Can you just give an explanation in full sentences and not just 2 words, please? I understand what he meant. He's saying that match was basically Drew McIntyre trying to get off his Claymore kick all the time and Brock trying to hit him with an F5 the whole night. And one man's finisher outweighed the other. So that's why Drew McIntyre won. But that's exactly what happened in the match with Daniel Bryan, Finn, and AJ Styles. That's what happened. So I'm trying to understand what the difference is. I'm doing my nighttime skincare. Okay, bitch. Keep that skin glowing. And I give props in 10s when they are due. No, you don't. You latch on to people that you love, irregardless of how shitty they are, character-wise or wrestling-wise. You fall in love with them irregardless. Regardless, since irregardless is not a word. Brock just not a person y'all can understand. It's not really hard to understand Brock, so don't insult people's intelligence. It's not that people don't understand him. People are tired of him. You are not. You like Brock Lesnar, so you don't have any issues with the way he's booked or how his matches go in terms of who he's going up against. So it's not necessarily that people don't understand him, because he's not hard to understand. He's not a complex man. He's fairly simple. However, everybody is not interested in watching Brock Lesnar bulldoze over everybody in the E or anywhere else. Some people actually want to watch a match that's balanced. They want to watch a balanced storyline. They want to watch a balanced match. The best storyline that Brock Lesnar has ever had, in my humblest of opinions, is between him and Samoa Joe. That's his best bet. Y'all like Cena. Yeah, I like John Cena. But John Cena wasn't perfect either. John Cena had some shitty matches too. Daycare Cream. Tears. I'm not a Brock stan. I just don't hate on him. I tell the truth. Hating and telling the truth are 2 different things. How is Brock a person we don't understand? He's straightforward and simple. No, because if somebody ain't good out the gate, sometimes you be like, no. You do, Rico. That's the way he's booked, I meant. What Day Cream? But we can only go off of how he's booked, though. Who have I shit on out the gate? Boneless kids, Tirza. Oh, that's disgusting. Go back and watch is all I'm gonna say. No, I don't need to go watch it. I'm good. Boneless kids. Cause you know I be forgetting. You weren't for Tiffany. I was the only person. You don't know me. That's not how I am. Okay, great. I wasn't there for her at first, but when she improved, I defended her. I stuck up for her and Nikita. If we actually talked, you would understand. Okay. Nope. I'm not muted. I'm not actually tired of Brock. I'm more tired of this conversation. Not on my end. There you go. Samoa Joe, the person who should have beat Brock, and yeah, it was a good story. Interesting. No close and come back. Boneless kids, Don, what the fuck? Only boneless person in here is you, my guy. That was not directed towards you. So you can chill, fam. It's not even that serious. Rico, you shit on a lot of people out the gate. I heard it clears up your skin. Ew, Don, that's nasty. So at this point, just shut up. Oh, hold on. Shut me up. Wait a minute. This is getting out of hand. Y'all need to chill the fuck out. Because it's not that deep. That's true, Don. That's true, Don. It does. Clears the fucking gross. Why are you so mad? Who are you talking to? Don Mysterio, that's who you dogged out as soon as he got on TV. Well, I mean, he kind of deserved to be dogged out. I mean, look at where we are. Wait a minute. Your skin ain't whitens your teeth. Weirdo. Who are you calling a weirdo, bro? Because now the tables are turning. What am I? Or was I mad about? Oh, I was rooting for Dom. I loved his match against Seth. Thanks, Aaliyah. I just got bored of him, so my foot was on his neck. I literally just got back, and I'm in here joking it up. The fuck is you on? Can we go to a new topic, please? No, we're going to stay right here because, one, Don wasn't talking to him. That's the first thing. Number two, I disagreed with his assessment of Brock Lesnar, and I don't understand why he had to go into a whole Discord and calling people weirdos and shit. So let me explain something to some of y'all. Y'all coming in here and y'all new. Hi, I'm Tiffany, and I like wrestling just as much as you like wrestling, and we're going to have different conversations, and sometimes we're going to disagree. I disagreed with him and his sentiment of wrestling in terms of Brock Lesnar. The only thing he agreed with me on is the Samoa Joe situation. Brock Lesnar's matches have gone the same way for the last 10 years, and that is due to his booking. I will not back down because you don't agree with what I'm saying. I don't have to agree with what you're saying. We can be adults and disagree. If you're 12 years old and you don't understand how to have a conversation and it not end where everybody's on the same side, kumbaya, then you are never going to understand how to have a conversation and have discord. Here's the deal. When you bring your ass into my life, understand that I am the queen. This is my kingdom, and what I say goes. Now, if you don't like what I have to say or you disagree with me, that is perfectly fine. Everybody in this comment section has disagreed with me at some point and will continue to do so. However, you will not insult me, you will not insult my people, you will not come at my neck, nor will you come at theirs. My moderators are the ones who will ensure that you stay or leave. It is up to them. It is on their discretion. I don't have nothing to do with that. So, all I'm gonna tell you is watch your mouth, keep your teeth. You cannot come in here and just disrespect people, especially when they weren't talking to you. The conversation that was being had nothing to do with him, and it had nothing to do with anybody else. That was a sidebar conversation. Nobody was talking to him. For you to go at Don's neck like that was disrespectful. I'm not having it. Everybody that is within earshot of my voice in the playback and currently in the live right now, understand me well. These people will defend themselves, and Don is very flip at the quip. You will get cuffed out very quickly. However, the moderators are there for a reason, and they will kick your ass out if you are being disrespectful. I don't mind having discord with people who disagree with me. I don't mind having a conversation. I don't mind going back and forth. Everybody else may have been over it and didn't want to have that conversation, and that's fine. I don't have any issues with that. But don't be disrespectful. I didn't call you out your name. Don't call nobody else out of their name. It's ridiculous. This is wrestling. It's not the end of the world. It was unnecessary. But no, that's not the skincare I'm doing. I'm actually doing actual skin products. I just got it, Boneless Kids. That's a damn shame. Oh, that makes sense. Aaliyah deleted him out, thankfully, because he was just welcome to the joke. Once I get bored of somebody or I feel like they're overexposed and my foot goes on their neck, I liked Ciampa at one point. Loved his work for a time. Weirdo ass people, the fuck was that about? She didn't even have to delete him because I like to argue. Right. Don was talking to me. It's like, you don't even go here. You're new as fuck. I deleted him out because he was escalating with the name calling without saying his actual opinion and backing up what he said. No, because I rectify that shit comes at me sideways. I was casually commenting and joking. Well, he was. I feel like every time there are newbies, they always try to get slick. Like, I wasn't even talking to him. Fucking context clues, bitch. And it was a weak-ass read, too. People can be combative. I don't care about that. But check yourself before you get rowdy. Anyone who rides that hard for Brock Lesnar is a weirdo in my book automatically. I mean, he can ride for Brock Lesnar. That's his own personal opinion. I didn't really care about that, but the fact he didn't come with no facts. He was just saying the matches between AJ Styles, Finn, and Daniel Bryan was solid matches. And I was like, you're wrong. At the beginning of the match, they was getting their moves off. And then towards the end, it was Suplex City and then an F5. Stop playing with me. Like, that's how that shit went down. Am I wrong? Somebody in the comments tell me I'm wrong. The matches with the guys who could actually wrestle, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Daniel Bryan, even the triple threat match with John Cena, they all were able to get off their signature moves and their finishers and have some discord in the match. Ultimately, they ended with suplexes, a couple of F5s. Match was over. Was that not the way that went? How do y'all feel about all the pay-per-views being in Texas? Extreme Rules is in Texas? No. The Royal Rumble is in Texas, though. No, his matches always go like that. Am I crazy? I'm not being biased. I'm not being biased at all. No, but Rumble is. What other pay-per-view is in Texas? Interesting. Hold on. WWE pay-per-views in Texas 2022. Mm, okay, so Extreme Rules is in Philadelphia. Um, Survivor Series is in Boston. Day one is in Atlanta, and the Royal Rumble is in the Alamo Dome. So, where is the pay-per-views in Texas except for Royal Rumble? Where? Like, there's no pay-per-views this year that's gonna be in Texas. Everything is in down there. Now, my nephew was autistic, but he was okay with the sound of the pyro, but he wasn't close by it. So I could just about imagine what it sound like when you up next to it. So I understand 100%. Ooh, been on here for almost 4 hours. I'm gonna shut this last hour off of here. Any whoosies. I'm gonna get your last comments in and then I'm gonna go. I'm definitely gonna go somewhere where I can see the arena, the big screen, and the stage. We all know I need to be where Roman can see me. I might just grocery shop and bring my own damn food. I don't know how you're gonna get it in that arena. Because when you come into the arena here in Cleveland, I don't know how it is in Atlanta. And I don't know how it is nowhere else. But when you come into the arena in Cleveland, they all come in through the same entrance, either the front or at the parking garage, and they do search your bag, sir. You put your purse or bag up on that conveyor belt, the security checks said bag, your ass walk through, and you can't have nothing in there. If you got a baby bag and all you got is baby stuff, baby snacks, and that stuff is for your baby, that's what you can have. But if you got a fucking soda in there or you got goddamn water in there, they will throw your shit in the garbage right in your face. You can't take nothing in there, honey. Nothing, not even water. They won't let you have it. They make you throw it away so you can buy water at the arena. They don't play that bullshit. Or I can just eat the whole time, not eat the whole time. Oh, that's sad. One of the reasons why I'm autistic too. One of the reasons why is because I'm autistic. Yeah. But my little brother, my nephew was okay. And he's pretty low on the spectrum like you are, Kayla. So he was okay. He didn't have a hard time dealing with the loud pyro, but being next to it, he probably would have freaked out. I went to SmackDown when they had the tag title unification match between the Usos and RK Bro. Surprisingly, I met Randy behind the arena in the parking lot. His hands were soft as hell. Yeah, babe. Kim Orton, keep them hands together, honey. You can't take nothing in there unless it's clear. You can't even take clear shit in there, babe. I'm telling you. But when I touch down in Atlanta, I'm going to yell Atlanta like Adam Levine did during the Maroon 5 Super Bowl halftime performance. Oh boy, fuck you. I like that performance. I don't know why y'all hate on Maroon 5 so goddamn much, but I like the performance. Almost met Bianca, but lost the chance. She had a dark match with Rhea after the show. I'm not gonna bring food to bring to the into the arena just for the trip. Oh, you mean like in the car? Okay, I get you. They're gonna be like, shut your stupid ass up, boy. People not gonna like shaking my hand. Why? What's gonna be on it? I'm sorry. I didn't watch it. I just know that he yelled that super high pitch. Leave Adam Levine alone. All right, y'all. This weekend I'm recording a podcast with Don and Rico and Nicole. We're gonna do the fashion files, and we got Don's segment, and he finally named it, which I'll let y'all know what he named it later. He said sometimes it get a little sweaty and a little clammy. Oh, you can't help that, baby. That's all right. I used to take my small book bag to MSG or Barclays at the time with no problem, but COVID ruined that. Yeah, unfortunately, Kayla. So we got Donnie's segment coming up, which I will let you guys know what that is when we when we record the podcast. And of course, we're gonna do our weekly podcast as we all ew, don't say that, Rico. As we always do, we got the podcast going and pumping. It's gonna be coming out. You guys can follow me on my social media here. You can cash out me to help keep the show going. And you can always follow my makeup page if you want to see some makeup tips and tricks, which I have some episodes for my makeup show coming very soon. Again, Down for the Count is up and available. We got some podcasts up right now. We're going to do an update on the Punk and Adam page and the Elite situation. We're going to do an update on that. Don't be a stranger. Make sure you follow We Love Wrestling. That's Fam Bam right there. They have a YouTube channel as well. Midwest Melanin Mafia goes live at least once or twice a month. They do so much over there with the women in the indie scene. They have so many indie wrestlers over there. He's very pro-black. Okay, you see a lot of black wrestlers running through We Love Wrestling. He goes to about any and every show you can think of, whether it be mainstream or indie. Trady is there. So go follow him on his Twitter or Instagram, and you can follow him here on YouTube. They have so much stuff going on. And y'all saw AT2 was in here earlier, child. But he has a YouTube as well, 21K plus followers on his YouTube channel. Subscribers. So shout out to him for that. He has a Twitter and Instagram and podcast on all platforms. So go follow him if you want to get some more mainstream tea, like Nicki Minaj and the whole Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B situation that's happening now. He follows Married to Medicine. He follows The Real Housewives of Atlanta. He follows 90 Day Fiance, Married at First Sight, Locked Up. He does everything. Anything that is popping at the moment, AT2 hops on that train and makes it happen. He has a whole show. And he have his YouTube fights. He be on here hollering and cussing people out, honey. I have never seen anything like it. I was like, oh, I do not want to be that famous child. But anyways, y'all can go follow AT2 if you want to get all the tea and the mess over there on his channel as well. And as always, we got our little Discord here, our little family. There are going to be new people who come in, who enjoy having conversation in Discord. All that I ask is that you newbies that come in, please just be respectful. I'm going to be, I'm not going to always agree with everybody, but sometimes it's okay for us to agree to disagree, or we can keep on going back and forth. Maybe one of us will see each other's point, which did happen before homeboy started tripping. So with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this show. Tomorrow, make sure you come back because we're going to have Q&A time. Tomorrow, you guys can ask me whatever you want. We're going to do the 6 Brown Chicks, and Aaliyah specifically requested that we do the HBCU confessions as well. So I'm going to make sure I gather as much of that stuff as possible. And with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the show, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8:30, 9:30 at the latest. Okay? Y'all have a good night. Well, a good morning And I will talk to you guys next time.
Thank y'all so much for coming and being part of my show. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe on the channel. It really helps to get my content out there for everybody to see. And I feel like even though we're a wrestling channel, we talk about a little bit of everything over here when I go live. So make sure you guys follow me on my social media as well. All of my socials are the same at Psych Design TV 2. You can find me on Twitter, and you can find me on Instagram, and you can find me on Facebook if you're a little nerd and you like Facebook. But don't forget to follow me and subscribe, and make sure you rate my videos and get that algorithm up to push it up so I can start being a little bit more professional, so I can start making some coins. Okay? I will talk to y'all later. Love you. Bye.